Failure.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just melting loosely somewhere.
Oh, because I'm not actually in the thing. Where's Discord at? Oh my god, my whole computer is just not having it. What the fuck? There we go. Hey, now we're all in here except for me. Okay, so if I turn my thing off there and then do this camera on. Hey, now we're all in our spots, I think. Yay! Hello! Hello, everybody, and welcome back.
Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
So, last time, also, after we do last time, we have to do session end questions, because we didn't actually do that.
Oh.
It took
I was
me
about to ask, but I didn't want to get called out as like, hey teacher, did you forget to collect the homework?
No, I did forget to collect the homework, so we're gonna collect the homework because it's just things to get experience for you guys. So we'll go over
Okay.
that real quick, and then we'll talk about the homework that we did do. So I mean, it was the blood assault arc. You guys went to the box and fought Carissa and her big bot, and jumped out of a window and almost were overwhelmed by all the bots in the crowd. The race ended in a spectacular fashion, and all the bots sort of shut down. Their only prime directive coming to an end being that they had to kill blood before the race was over. And that was really it. It all ended kind of quick. You went back, blood got back on his ship and left, and you guys got paid 150 credits each, I believe was the number. So make sure that you write that down, because I will forget if I've just hit the correct number.
Oh, it's been added. I didn't hesitate. I'm a very wealthy octopus.
So yes, and then yeah, you woke up in the morning, and each of you had a little letter from Blood stating that he had bought you, or that the closest thing he could think to where you could find the Pharaoh's Eye would be at the Heist Tower. And each of you has a ticket to an event called Raid the Tomb at the Heist Tower. And in fact, on the ticket, we'll get to this when you pull up, but on the ticket it says Heist Tower, and in smaller print below that it says and museum. But that's not as catchy. So,
Heist Museum.
but that's it. You folks have, yeah. So you have those tickets. I mean, we did the blood. It was all blood assault arc. So. Oh boy, it was also the episode before, because we cut mid-episode, but I don't think there's anything else that
Yeah.
really happened. We had literally
Mostly just like set up.
yeah, we had literally just gone
Shot
there.
some
So
robots on a balcony.
yeah, okay, cool. So then from the time you guys left the hotel till Blood left off and you woke up this morning, the questions are: did you overcome a notable enemy?
Yes.
Yeah, Carissa.
Yes. Did you get a notable treasure?
No.
150 bucks each.
Notable to me.
A clue to the thing you're looking
I'm notably
for,
wealthier.
says Gabe, and I could agree. Tickets to the Pharaoh's Eye. Probably not for that one. I mean, you got the payment for the job. I don't know that that's a memorable treasure. It is a lot of money, but it isn't like, it's the payment for the job.
Remember when I got paid?
Did we learn something new or important about the universe?
I mean, that bots were
That-
trying to kill me some blood.
That Carissa and I are off again.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I already got the bond point for that.
That the Pharaoh's eye is in the ice tower, potentially.
We learned that something might be somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
I learned to stand up for myself.
sure that we did learn anything new or important about the world or the universe that we live in. We just sort of wrapped up all the things we had been learning in that amount of time, I think. So that's easy to one experience from that first part. Bonds from the end of this. Where are we at with bonds? I see Slippy and Carl shaking heads. Carl, what you got?
I was trusting Slippy until he fucked up through this mission.
You think that Slippy
He did pretty solid.
Yeah.
I didn't.
He didn't fuck up. So I mean, what does that mean for Carl? If this bond is being closed up, what does that mean for the way that Carl views the relationship?
Basically just like a full established trust. Because like Carl was unsure if Slippy was like hiding something or looking for something in the original bond at the very beginning. And so like this was kind of a development of that. And I think at this point Carl feels pretty comfortable with Slippy.
You know that Slippy's got your back no matter what, basically. Yeah.
Or at least that's what you think.
Whereas, like, if Slippy would have fucked up during the mission, that trust may have been affected. But now he can fuck up, and it's okay because you know that Slippy still has your back. I feel like that maybe is like a more solidified trust for you.
I got over 30 XP during this mission.
Yeah, man.
I think I fucked up plenty, but I appreciate it. I just didn't fuck up in a
we
major
won,
way, and you know what?
and
That's
what
all that
matters.
matters. That's all that matters.
Do you have? I know that this is all on the spot since we didn't do it at the end of last week like we should have. But do you have a new bond to sit in that spot? If you don't, totally fine. Maybe by the end of the session, if you could try to have that solidified, that way we have them in place for future things.
I'll think on
Slippy,
it.
about yourself. I think I saw you nodding as well.
Well, Carissa and Slippy are obviously off again.
Was that one of your bonds to find out if
that was one of my bonds?
Okay.
And so we figured that one out. That one's closed.
We know you're off again.
And now that Slippy can focus on something other than that, he's noticed that Cookie has been acting very suspiciously this last part of the mission.
Okay.
Very friendly with the robotic butlers, or at least what Slippy first interpreted as robotic. And so Slippy thinks that Cookie is hiding something from him, so he's going to try and find out. He needs to put it in context because he has a great amount of trust for Cookie, but it's not like Cookie to keep secrets from the group.
I like that. I like that a whole lot. I think that is a fun way to sort of meld like player knowledge and character knowledge in a an
And also,
okay
I
way.
get an XP for it if I do it.
If I
And I'm gonna
do it, when I do it. What about?
I believe you'll do it. You're the one who kept trying to kick down the door on Rael's house.
I had to find out. I mean, I've done this in a lot of different campaigns. There was a character that Gabe played in a D&D campaign that didn't want to go on the adventure, so I just kept bothering him until he went on the adventure with me. It was like basically the whole
That sounds like a
session
good
where I
character.
just bothered him.
That's not how it happened at all.
That's how I interpreted it, but also I was not in the
You
same
came
plane of reality.
straight into my house where I had been enjoying my quiet life by myself, and
There was
you
adventure
kidnapped
outside.
me and
Mhm.
set my
For the
house
adventure.
on fire.
You
not the
Bilbo
first-
Baggins'd him.
It's not the first person that Dragon Knight kidnapped.
But it was the person who was least happy during the kidnapping. Everyone else grew to regret their decision. Whatever his name was, didn't get one.
Pharaoh Goodsmith.
Incredible.
Pharaoh Goodsmith had a Pharaoh bad time.
Had a fairly bad time. BBW, what about you? Is there any of the bonds that you had that could have gotten wrapped up at the end of that blood fight, or at the end of this blood fight?
At one point, I did save Slippy from one of the bots, and that was one of my bonds. But I want to save Slippy. 'cause he
Okay.
saved me once.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
want Slippy to owe you one?
What does
Nah, we're even.
I didn't ask Slippy
Oh,
what I
great.
what I thought that his new bond with Cookie meant with their relationship, because I feel like that feels fairly obvious to me. What does this mean for your relationship with Slippy now that you're resolving it?
Hmm. That's a
He
great
no
question.
longer owes me a Wookiee life debt.
Like, why did BBW want to protect Slippy in the first place? Do you remember? Where did
I
this
just know people he just went for it just because he was trying to protect him from the robots.
so
Don't think it was
where did
instinct.
this bond come from in the first place?
When was the last time that Slippy saved me at the one point? I don't remember what happened there.
I want to
He's just saving
say
the whole crew all the time.
I want to
Huh?
say that you might have had this one since like Bandit times. No, because Cookie is
Which
the one that
times?
took the buckshot in Bandit times. Do you have an idea, Gabe? Oh, you were making a face like I don't know. I was just making sure. That's okay if we can't remember where it came from. That's not a big deal. I was just curious about what it, you saved Slippy, and that means something for you in in the game, because that's what we mean by, or that's what it sort of means, I think, to wrap up these bonds, or to call them done. So I'm just curious, like, what does this mean for BBW that he has protected Slippy?
BBW needs to figure it out and why he is consistently protecting people.
Okay, so this is a
Maybe it's
bigger
part of his
thing
directive.
for BBW. There's like
I think it could
more
be.
to it that he wants to protect people.
Mhm.
Okay, do you have an idea of where this bond sits now, or what this bond is now?
Not quite,
Okay,
unfortunately,
okay,
but
cool,
I'll
cool.
figure it out.
We'll approach it again at the end of session questions this time, whenever we're done with this session, to see. What about you, Cookie? Do you have any bonds from this blood fight that you were able to wrap up?
No, no, I do not.
That's okay. That's okay too. Yep, totally fine. It was a big battle. I knew that some people did. Okay, cool. So Dante, Lawrence, Lily, mark experience for bonds. That would be 2 for each of you, 1 for Cookie for the end of these sessions from that session. Onto this session. We've woken up. We have our the tickets, a few wrap up things that we know of. We're looking for the Pharaoh's Eye, which we have a direction to now, which is possibly in the Heist Tower. Cookie has something to pick up in the markets, a piece of rare tech from a smith, and Cookie has another thing to pick up that Cookie is aware of, and yeah, I think those are all the biggest wrap up things. So as you folks sit down over a breakfast, what goes down?
Slippy and Lucy come to the breakfast table, and Slippy says, "Hey, so what time are we heading over to the Heist Tower? What's everyone got going on today? What about you, Lucy? What do you got going on?"
Oh, that's the first time you've asked me since we've been here what I've got going on. Nothing, because I haven't left the hotel room since we've been here. It's been like 8
Lucy,
days or
how would you
something.
like to leave the hotel room?
Oh wait, no, I went with you guys to the fighting pits. Ignore me entirely. I've been cooped up in there
Okay.
anyway. I would love to leave the hotel room again. Maybe we could go. What'd you have in
Well,
mind today? You said Heist Tower?
we've got tickets for the Heist Tower, and you're invited.
Oh, I'm invited.
That's-
There's a ticket for me.
Yep. And if there's not, Uncle Slippy will sneak you in.
Oh, that does sound rather heisty to be snuck into the Heist Tower.
Exactly. I think we'll get bonus points for that.
Bonus points.
And that's not till later on today, so I'm sure we can find something to get up to.
We heisted this whole child. Bet you don't know where we got her, huh?
Wait a
Nope.
minute. Hey guys, what part of the challenge was the child? What part of the puzzle? Child? What child?
Do you have an eye that looks like a pharaoh?
No. But There is a time on the tickets, and it is as Slippy has said for later in the day. There's a specific time on the tickets though, like 3 p.m. I hate giving times.
I just have to make a quick trip out to the market district to pick up an item I requisitioned.
Oh, good. That'll be fun.
I sure hope so. Sounds fun.
What about you, Carl?
I really have nothing to do here. I'm just kind of chilling until we go to the escape room and enjoying my time off. It's kind of like a mini vacation for a couple hours. I really like it. It's nice
That's-
to not have to be constantly shooting at things.
That's really nice. I know how much you like shooting at things, but it is good to take a time off.
I mean, I need this time to reload, so.
That is so fair.
BBW, do you have any plans?
Other than tinkering with all machines that broke this trip, I think I just really like to chill as well. All this stress, then I think it led to a lot of my machines being broken as well. And how can I party without them?
Yeah.
Speaking of parties,
we'll probably need your machines for the heist.
wondering where I can find a birthday cake around here.
I bet the Midnight Bellhops could help you with that. And Slippy says that as he's looking at Carl. Or sorry, not Carl. Cookie.
Carl's confused.
Slippy turns towards Carl while he's saying that, and he's like, "Wait a minute!" And he turns back to the other way.
Do you just need a birthday cake, or are you trying to make one, BBW?
You can make birthday cakes?
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, you can make birthday cakes.
God, this changes everything.
I guess it does.
How do you?
You know what?
We need
Bonus
to make a birthday cake.
bonus point. I'll bring back the stuff for birthday cakes. Like special flavors or something. While I'm at the market district. The bellhops should have the
learn what
basics.
flavors are too. This is gonna be exciting.
You know what? That sounds like a great idea. Hey, Lucy, would you help old Auntie Grubbins with the grocery shopping? If you're gonna be the one helping to make the cake, then you should at least know what the ingredients cost.
When you said anti-Grubbins, I thought you meant like the antithesis of Grubbins, and I was like, I was trying to figure out who was anti-Grubbins and who was
What
like
is the opposite of Grubbins?
anti-Grubbins. But you meant auntie-Grubbins, and I like that.
Aunt Grubbins.
Aunt Grubbins.
All right, fancy.
No, that's I was just trying to figure out who was the anti-Grubbins, but she says I could go shopping with Cookie. I'm sure I could point out some great flavors to go in the birthday cake.
Oh, I'm so excited for this scene.
I'd love that. You do know you have to buy the things before you taste them, right?
You ruined it.
Well,
You know it's gonna be good.
I don't have any money, but I will say that I've been able to taste a lot of things along the way without buying anything so far. So we'll see.
So you're wrong.
We'll see. She has a
How many of
glimmer
those things were
of
food?
mischief in her eyes. I mean, Cookie's made a lot of food.
That's true.
Yeah, it
She's
was
not
all
paid for any of
food.
it.
Kids are just
Food
dumb,
that
and we'll
I
put
made
anything in
and
their
also
mouth.
paid for.
I didn't though. But I would love to. I would love to go shopping for ingredients. So for the four of you, Cookie and Lucy, it sounds like are heading to the market area, grab ingredients, grab item. BBW, Slippy, Carl, what are you folks doing? Are you just chilling in the room, vibing out until 3?
After I almost dipped my paintbrush right into the cup of water I was drinking. It's not even the same cup of like it's a
Jeez.
totally different cup. One of them is a mug, one of them is a clear plastic. Okay. Cut to Slippy has pulled aside Lucy into another room and is speaking in hushed tones to Lucy. And Slippy says, "Lucy,
Yeah.
There's something going on with Cookie Grubbins. And there's usually a lot of things going on with Cookie Grubbins, but this is a different thing. And so you're gonna have another spy test here. You're gonna
Spy
help me
test.
out, find out what's going on.
The thing, okay, if you think that there's a problem with Cookie, you
It's not
want
a problem necessarily. I
want
just want to
me
I just want
to
to know what's going
to
on.
go solo with her out into the city.
So here's the thing: you're not gonna be solo because Cookie's gonna be there, and
That's the
I'm gonna
person that
be.
you're worried about.
Don't worry.
Though.
Hold on,
Cookie's got
listen,
your
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
Lucy, wait till I'm done speaking to start speaking. That's very rude.
Oh.
Lucy, I know I paused.
Wait till he says over.
Wait,
Oh.
so
We're gonna
I'm
do
going to
that
be
over.
following at
We're
an
walkie-talkie.
inconspicuous distance using my stealth officer capabilities. So yes, you are going to be with the person that I have some kind of suspicions about, but you're not in any danger. Probably. I mean, no, you're not. Over.
I Gabe is losing it. Oh my god.
Yeah, you guys thought this was going to be a simple episode? No.
No. Okay. I trust Cookie. I don't know what you're worried about, but I'll
I
keep
trust
I'll
Cookie
keep an eye
too,
out.
but I wanna
Spy test number
understand.
2, Slippy, and she looks over both of her shoulders and she says, "I got this."
Great. And if you need to reach me, here's my number. Just go to an inconspicuous payphone. Here's 1 credit. I think that's worth a long time, maybe, or a short time.
I've never. Okay, yeah, I'll take this. And she takes the credit from you. She pockets it, and she says, "Wow." She walks around the corner and she says, "Wow, Cookie, I can't wait to go shopping for ingredients." And she looks back at Slippy and she winks.
Slippy gives her a big thumbs up.
And then she looks back and she nods vigorously. Over.
Good to hear. All right. Well then, let's be off. We have some shopping to do. Come along, Lucy.
And Slippy says, "Yeah, and I'm gonna relax here at the hotel."
I didn't think you were going to do otherwise.
I'll see you guys later.
Lucy says, "Yeah, and I'm going to the market with Cookie." And you guys,
we fist bump.
we fist bump.
I'll see you later, Lucy. Goodbye. Have a good time, Cookie.
And you 2, 3 leave. Carl, BBW, you guys relaxing? You joining in on the Cookie following?
yeah. Slippy. After they leave, so Slippy sits down as if he's about to relax, and as Cookie and Lucy leave, Slippy does not say a single word. He just stands up and leaves.
I think I'll follow along. This is super suspicious.
Yes, conga line.
Are you following with Slippy, or are you following Slippy?
I'll follow Slippy.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to act like Slippy doesn't see me though.
Yes.
Carl, are you coming along with this in any form or fashion?
Arl's going to hold back and follow at a distance. Arl's gonna track BBW so that he's tracking the back of the line, so no one at the front of the line could know that he.
This is perfect. Everyone is following each other
It's a conga.
through. So I'm going to do this through Cookie's and Lucy's point of view, and we'll just know that the 3 of you are following along.
Oh, fuck, that's so good.
Cookie, you and Lucy are walking through the bustling streets of the market district. An equal number of shops are open. In some cases, it's different shops. Different flaps of tents are closed and different ones are open, but the same sort of selection seems to be here, just different I don't know, different shops right next to the initial shop in some cases, but you can see from we'll say we start this in the that little town square with the fountain. As you peer around, you can already see a block or so away down the street, the bird robot blacksmith sort of hammering away in front of their forge down the street.
Okay. So Cookie's gonna take Lucy down into the edible section of the market district. We're not buying products, we're not buying services. We're getting food.
THC infused products.
We also
Yeah,
want to
but-
make sure that Lucy doesn't accidentally taste the things that she very much shouldn't be tasting.
I'm keeping a close eye on Lucy. But first things first, I would like to spout some lore. We're gonna try and spout some lore on Slippy's culture, like Slippy's home planet. That's the 3.
Hey, yeah,
That
you
XP.
ever heard about Wisconsin? It's like that, but with beaches. What do you
Got
think
it.
about that, bug person?
All right, cheesecake it is.
Yeah. There's not you try to think back of the stories that Slippy has told you, but all of them, now that I'm thinking back too, all of them are not about his home planet. I think he may have talked about his home planet once, but all of them are just about how bad of a relationship he's had, toxic, I'll say, of a relationship he's had with Carissa. You know, some things he doesn't like, I'll say, because you know of these bad memories with Carissa. So you know some things to avoid.
All right. Hey Slippy, what are those things I'm supposed to avoid?
Alcohol, because it's not candle nights.
Alcohol because it's not candle nights. All right.
Slippy, what is one thing, what is like your least favorite spice? What is Slippy's least favorite spice?
Cumin.
I will say that as far as
The
that
spice.
goes, you do remember that Slippy talked about cumin. You don't remember in what way, whether he loves or hates cumin, but boy, do you know that he
Oh,
feels
the-
strongly one way or another about cumin.
The only memory you have is Slippy saying over and over, "It sounds like coming. I don't like it." But also the flavor.
Okay. All right. So Cookie takes Slippy into, or not Slippy, wow, Lucy, into a marketplace where I'm thinking like, bins of spices with little scoops, and you sort of weigh out your stuff like a candy shop, except it's spices or flavorings or whatever. And she says, "All right, go on in. And I know I said you can't try anything before you buy it, but you can try 3 things, just one of each thing, and then you come back to me and you tell me what the best one was, and I'll pay for it all." And she says this like standing right in front of the employee, so the employee knows what's up. That we're kid's gonna try a couple things and then bring her favorite over.
As Lucy runs off in between the shelves to begin looking through the bins of varied spices and things abound, the clerk looks over at you and I think they just nod. They nod approvingly and they return to their thing. They recognize what you got going on here. See what Lucy brings back.
In the dairy section, there is a moment when there's a rack of green milk, and one of those it happens to be Slippy's face that he's stuck onto through the shelf, and he just like nods at Lucy.
Lucy shrugs and grabs a half gallon of green milk from next to Slippy's face. She's like, I think he'll like this. She grabs a few other things. She grabs a total of 5 things and brings them over to you, Cookie. She has a gallon of green milk. She has chosen a sweet berry as well. She found a little patch of lemongrass. But here it tastes like sugared lemon drops. Very potent, very powerful lemon flavor. She has brought over a dish of blue salt and a set of these green leaves with the pink veins running across the backs of the leaves. And she says, "These are the ones that looked most interesting to me, Cookie. I think if I recall correctly, Slippy loves green milk. That's a big one for him. I don't even really need to taste it. He's talked it up so much. I really think this one's good." She says, "Look what I found. I found the sweet berries. These were really good the first time. I think any dessert with sweet berries, very solid. Who doesn't love blue salt? And these two looked really pretty. This one smells like lemons, and I don't know. These little leaves are really, really cool. I think they would go on top of anything as you know, the special little flavor they put on top sometimes."
A hat.
A hat. All food does need a hat. All right. Well, we are making a cake for the party. Hopefully for Slippy. Hopefully Slippy will like it very much. But for the group as a whole, I think we're gonna go with the lemongrass, the sweet berries. We're going with the green milk. We're gonna do like a tres leches cake with this green milk.
That's the one I thought he wanted most.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's especially picked out by you, Lucy. All right. What do I owe you? Shopkeep?
He takes the things back that you aren't purchasing, the blue salt and the pink veined leaves, puts them behind the counter and kind of waves his hands over the things. He says, looks like 12 credits.
Done and done. And I pull off a glob of my credit hunk and hand it over. Okay. And away we go with our baking supplies. And now we are going to the blacksmith. And before we go to the blacksmith, Cookie hunkers down with Lucy and looks her in the eye and says, "Okay, so what I didn't tell the rest of the party is that we do have a special secret mission."
Lucy looks around her. She looks around her, and you see her like look off behind her, and she nods a little bit about when she looks close to you, and she says, "Okay, yeah, secret mission."
Secret mission. So, I ordered a special present for Carl, and we have to go pick it up now, and none of the rest of the party knows we're doing it. So we've gotta go, and we gotta act real cool. We gotta be cool cucumber customers. Picking up this part and making our way back to the hotel as if we never did this part of the errand. Can you do that, Lucy? And Cookie offers a fist bump.
She bumps your fist and she says, I think we can do this. And the two of you head over towards the bird blacksmith. Lucy very clearly watching over her back regularly. Slippy, you can see her. She's like making eye contact with you, and then she'll look back, and then every few minutes she'll like peek back at you and make sure that you're still following. And I mean, down the line we can see each other's back. BBW, you're down
Whatever-
the street hiding.
Whenever she looks back at me, Slippy will go with his hand to make the phone motion with his hand, or I guess the hang loose motion as well. He does that.
She does it back to you.
Okay, and then Slippy calls a payphone that's nearby. Is that a thing you can do? Because you can do it in movies.
You
it's
can do it in movies.
The Zodiac
It's
Killer
true.
did it to Jake
They tend to
Gyllenhaal.
call payphones.
If the Zodiac Killer can do it to Jake Gyllenhaal, surely Slippy can do it to this child.
It's like a
This-
whole movie called Phone Booth, I think.
Yeah, I guess there is. Okay, fucking why not? Lucy stops for a moment as you're walking down the street, Cookie, and she's like, I gotta go to the
How to
bathroom.
take this.
I'll be right back. You wait right here. I can even meet you right over there. But I'll be right back. And she runs towards a building, and you obviously see her stop and like horribly hide behind a few people as they're walking the opposite way, and then just like run across the street to the payphone booth and pick it up. And she's like, is it Slippy?
Slippy says, "Hello, this is the S." I'm sorry. Slippy goes, "Hello, this is the S man."
That would have been real weird, Slippy, if it wasn't you and I picked up the phone.
I agree. So I saw you guys fist bump.
We did.
What was that
Are you better
about?
friends than us?
She thinks I'm on her side. We're she said she had a secret from you guys and that she's taking me there
secret.
next.
Yes. Okay, so we're on our way to the secret.
We're on our way to
Thank
the
you.
secret right next, Slippy. Did you really need to call me to double check this? It sounds you're kind of blowing my cover here.
You're right. I
Over.
apologize. You're doing your job way better than me. Over. And I hang up.
Oh, he meant over, and she hangs up the phone, and then she runs. Did you have something?
Actually, over and out.
Because Lucy was so very obvious, I just wanted to do a quick discern realities roll just to see. I don't want to try and ask questions. I just want to see if I can spot the rest of these friends, the conga line of spies spying. Now that something may be afoot.
Then let's name it Defy Danger Wisdom. That way we don't have to worry about the questions.
And then can I
7.
defy danger to contest this?
Can you beat a 7?
I could try.
Why not?
I'm gonna try. Here I go.
I guess yours will be dexterity because you're sneaking.
Great. Then it's an 8. Great with an 8. Slippy's got his hands over his face and he's standing up against a green wall.
BBW, why don't you give me one as well? Give me a Defy Danger dexterity as well. And Carl, why not you?
I'd like
Everyone's
to veto mine only because I am specifically following like a mile behind BBW and watching him with my sniper rifle.
You're you have
I'm like,
different
look,
problems
you're-
we'll have to
just a
talk about
scope.
then.
I've got a detachable scope.
Swinging
But,
from
I'm
rooftop
wanna
to
be
rooftop,
keeping my
watching BBW.
I want to be watching you, Slippy, from like the sides of buildings and be crawling along those.
I think you're
Just have to
close
be, like,
enough
looking
still to
down.
have to give me a Defy Danger
Yeah.
for this. For Cookie's
sure.
notice.
Okay, 7. How'd that do?
I'll say that with that you do not see Slippy. Slippy is hidden from sight. But beyond this, there's a green wall. I don't know, weirdly enough, a few blocks down. But beyond that, you see what you swear for a moment to be BBW slipping into an alleyway, like pretty far back.
Pretty high up too.
One of those window cleaner robots, probably.
All right. I assume Lucy's come back to me. It's like, all right. Let's make our way to our second errand. And I put a digit to my face, just sort of, quiet. And into the Robo Bird's shop we go.
As you put the digit to your face, she responds in kind, and the two of you approach the robot blacksmith, smithing away outside. And as you do approach, it shuts down, and the door opens to the shop. Lucy looks around nervously. She's like, "This is the place?"
Like I said, Lucy, we got to be some cool cucumber customers here. It's not a regular kind of shop. It's a shop where you can get exactly what you're looking for, and I've come for just that. And I head right on in. Yeah, Cookie's gonna take Lucy's hand and sort of lead the way in.
Yeah, she stops one last second at the door and makes eye contact with you, Slippy. She looks worried, but you nod, and she steps through the threshold. The door closes behind her. The robot returns to smithing as the door closes. But from a viewer's standpoint, if you had been watching it the whole time, it's a lot more robotic now, just like regularly hitting this piece of metal without any real form or fashion to it. On the inside, Cookie, the door to the basement is open and the light is on down there. And the two of you head down into the basement, and the shopkeep, just looking up from the little computer at his waist, says, yes, welcome back. Good to see you again. I have the item requested here. Who's this you've brought with you?
This is my ward. She's been entrusted to me for the day, so I'm taking her with me to all of my errands. Lucy, say hi to Mr.
This.
Wallachek. That's my name, Mr. Wallachek. And Lucy says, I'm Lucy. He says, great to meet you, Lucy. Your friend Cookie here. Have you introduced yourself? I don't think so. Your friend leaves some space for you to do so.
Auntie Grubbins.
Your bug friend here.
Yeah, all right. Cookie, yes.
Yes, your friend Cookie here. Requisitioned a rather special, a rare item, I should say. And Lucy looks to you a little nervously, and he produces a wooden box about 8 inches in length, pretty thick, and passes it, holds it out for you to take. And as you take it and slide it open, there is it's like a steel tube. There's all these dark metallic lines running around it and across it and up and down it, and a button on one side of it.
I'm getting major lightsaber vibes from that. I take it out and sort of hold it away from myself and Lucy, and I press the button. I don't actually. Gabe does not remember what he asked this item to be capable of.
Expanding. It's like those holes that shrink down into a pocket-sized thing.
It is
Pocket
indeed
quarterstaff.
that kind of hole. Yeah, exactly. As you press it, there's a force coming out from both ends that causes it to almost drop from your hands as it stretches out to its full spear length. One end is pointed metal. In fact, as it hits its full length, the spear end folds out of it and into a spear. You see a few currents of electricity kind of run from the tip back and into the pole. Nothing like dangerous, just like a aesthetic there. And the shopkeep says, "Yes, this mighty proud of this piece. Collapsible spear, as you would ask for, a spear that might be able to get under the radar of some scanners. The shape that you of course found it in, a lot
That one
larger
might
than what
have
we
only
would
been on
want.
a
If you
half
press the
cycle.
button twice, and you
That one
do,
was still on.
and the whole
Both of
thing
them?
shrinks down into about a hand-sized
I have quarters,
cylinder
so we
that
could
you're holding.
maybe
And
hear a bit. I'll be right back, guys.
yeah. It shrieks down into about a hand-sized cylinder. And he says, and there you have it. It is collapsible down into this would be its smallest size. But all of the power is there. One swift tap of the button along with a it's the right word, a bump along the ground, let's take that back. One swift tap along the ground, you could release large currents of electricity. It really help clear out an area around you. I would be careful. They are hard to aim, but being surrounded, they could come in quite the handy.
The workmanship and the function of this is exquisite. You've done yourself proud, Tech Smith.
I do appreciate it. I do hope if you folks ever find yourself in this sector again, that you would bring your business back to. Fuck, I already forgot his name. I'm bad at names. This is why I don't like naming people.
Ball inspector, Balacek. Got it.
Balacek. You bring you bring your business back to old Balacek.
Ball boy.
Bring your balls back to good old balls inspector.
I'll be sure to, Ball Inspector. And Cookie also passes him like a card. I don't know, something Delta Dawn. You know, here's our direct extension.
Thank you for your business. Would you like some of our business?
Exactly. Yeah. If you would like to patronize our spaceship, our space station. There's the thing. Feel free. They love to give us missions. We would love to have you as a repeat customer. Come along, Lucy.
Yes, of course. If I have a problem that the Delta could solve, I'll be sure to give you a call. And Lucy says,
Solve all problems.
"So we're just here to get the stick, get the big long stick. Nothing, huh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's get out of here." And she begins following you up the stairs.
Lucy goes, "That's it."
Yeah, I think that's it. I think now I'm headed back to the rooms to make a cake. For a second it was really weird. I thought I saw BBW, but I'm expecting to find the gang back at the rooms.
You find Slippy back there for sure.
So I can make a cake.
I'd like everyone to give me Defy Danger dexterities to get back to the hotel before Cookie does. Carl, you get a +1 because you're definitely the closest by far.
Hey, got another 7.
And Cookie, you
Wait.
give me a Defy Danger dexterity as well to see how fast you get back
Slippy
there.
only got a 6.
also a 6, but non-natural, so no XP.
No, you still get XP. It's a failure. Failure's a failure is a failure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every time you fail on anything, you get a experience point, no matter what. Carl, what was yours? Sorry?
Oh, 10.
10. Yeah, Carl's waiting back in the room. BBW
I was basically watching you from the balcony the whole time.
BBW comes bursting in the doors, and just as Cookie, you get back to the lobby, and Slippy's on the other side hitting the elevator button as fast as he can. And I imagine when he sees you, he plays it cool. But you folks
As
are
cool as
all
Slippy can be.
as cool as Slippy can be, and as you roll up, Lucy's like, "Oh, Slippy, what are you doing down here?"
Oh, hey Lucy, do you want to take the other elevator together?
Other
I think all 3 of us will exceed the weight limit.
yeah, I think that's
This one seems
safest.
a little crowded.
Just in case anything happens on one elevator, we wouldn't want to lose all 3 of us, right?
Absolutely.
You understand that,
You're-
right, Cookie?
Right. Okay. Well,
Well, we'll see you up there, Chip.
Yeah. We'll see you in the room, Thompson.
Yeah, we'll see you up there. And they get into an elevator, and Lucy is like pressing the button really fast to get the door to close. And as it closes, she goes, "Oh, Slippy,
So
I gotta
what's-
say, I was worried. We went into that place. How are you gonna defend me in there? We were inside underground.
I had
I was on my own in there, Slippy.
a thermal detector, and I knew that your thermals were good.
You didn't
So as
even
long as
give
your
me a
thermals were
gun.
good- you don't think you had a gun? And Slippy reached behind her ear, and he has one of his guns.
What the heck?
I had a gun the whole time.
The gun was inside of you all along. Now, anyway, what was the secret?
So, Cookie was picking up a special item she had requisitioned.
Okay.
It was a long pole.
Oh, that's it.
It was sharp. It could be something dangerous. Are we worried about Cookie?
What's it for?
I don't know. They were talking about electricity and hurting a lot of people. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, Cookie's not
She said
necessarily a fighter,
They
so I'm
were
not.
said that Cookie had to be really careful with it, otherwise she could hurt the wrong people.
Oh, well,
Yo, yo,
that's
yo.
that's the way it goes with anything.
I gotta use the
Um,
bathroom real quick. Be right
Mhm.
back.
Slippy says, well, I'm not gonna lie to you, Lucy. That's not a very good secret.
I don't
don't know
have
if there is
control
another
over the
secret.
secrets that Cookie
I
actually
un-
has when I'm scoping
I
things
understand
out.
that, Agent Lucy. I appreciate your candor.
I do my
Just
best.
keep your eyes open for the next, I don't know, 18 hours, however long we are here. And report back if you notice anything suspicious.
Cookie is taking the elevator down now. Now that they've left her alone. Which was not the intention, but now that we're doing this.
I think we
Who's
go
got
look for you.
suspicion? You gonna look for me?
I mean, if we go up and we get up there to the room and you're not there, I think both of us will look at each other and go, Lucy, we gotta fight Cookie.
That's fine. I like this. So I don't really have any particular plan, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna check in on the mother cradle and the bellhops down there, and I'm gonna let them know that tonight's the night. Are we leaving tonight or tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning.
Okay, tomorrow morning. Then early in the morning tomorrow is
Tomorrow
the time,
morning is the night.
That's what I'm going down to relay. Not really for any purpose. I could have told any bellhop that, but just because this is fun.
The mother cradle relates to you that it will be prepared tomorrow morning. Whenever you folks are ready, let a bellhop know, and the mother cradle will begin preparation stage. It will require none of the bellhops are able to interact with it in any form or fashion after birth, so it will require you to come down here and pick it up, but it'll be prepared for you. Come the morning. And it states basically that once this begins, there's not going to be a lot more communication. So it's just relying on you to be here in the morning once it's in this stage. And you get a sense of real urgency for this time. And yeah. I think that's what happens. Slippy, you and Lucy get up to the room. Carl, BBW are there waiting for you. And after a few minutes, Lucy looks over you and she's like, "Cookie's taking an awful long time, huh?"
I agree. We should go make sure that nothing happened to Cookie. Come on, Lucy.
You two head out into the hallway and you press the elevator button and the elevator dings and the doors open and Cookie is waiting on the elevator.
Cookie, that was a really long elevator ride. What happened?
I was in. I'm gonna defy danger. Wisdom. I was in there with. There was. It was really weird. There was another small child, and he pressed all the buttons, and it sucked, and I couldn't get out.
It sounds
to me like defy danger charisma, but also I could see that being wisdom because you came up with that on the spot. So it's totally up to you on that matter.
I'm fine with charisma. That's a 10.
Well, you're welcome to attempt to counter that, Slippy, with a... That sounds like it would be wisdom. Defy danger. You got to beat a 10.
Not gonna be easy because I have a -1 in wisdom.
Boxcars, baby.
Slippy says, "Oh, well, that sucks a lot. I'm sorry that happened to you. I've had that happen to me a lot of times. That's not good. Well, yeah, come on in. Sorry it took so long for you to get back up here. You should have taken our elevator. Anyway."
You were really specific about not wanting me in that elevator. You said it would be too heavy. I think was what you said.
That exoskeleton weighs a lot.
You know, we had the groceries with us, you know.
Yeah, because
whatever.
you'd know how much my exoskeleton weighs. Lucy, BBW, care to join me in the kitchen to assist making the food?
I would love to, yeah. She straps
Slippy
on...
says, "Not Slippy?"
Do you want to help me make a cake?
I've never made a cake before, but I could try.
Bake pretty cake.
All right, sure. Let's make a cake.
All right, good. And then me and Lucy fist bump.
Lucy straps on her pillowcase like an apron again, the same one she used last time. And you folks get to work on a birthday cake. We'll start with a cook roll from Cookie on this birthday cake. And if
Cookie roll, if you
Cookie
will.
needs aid, we can talk about Slippy providing aid because he's right here.
Cookieing roll.
While these rolls are happening, can I just point out, I absolutely love the imagery of Cookie holding Lucy's hand when they walk into the store, just because it's like a giant bug alien, and you so rarely see non-humanoid aliens like depicted as being like wholesome and sweet. Like it's always like something with 2 legs and 2 arms that looks basically like a person but with weird skin or something. And it's nice. I want more bug monsters to be wholesome in my media.
We need more bug monster representation.
On the other side of that coin, Cookie has actively attempted to feed her eggs to most living things that she's come across. So,
But not the kid, and that's what matters.
not the kid.
Even a giant bug person.
We've
has
got
standards.
rules. There's rules. Can't go against the rules unless you have to. I rolled a 12 without. I rolled a 14 with my bonus. So
You're like, let's help, and then it's done already before we can help.
I sure do appreciate the help, as all of my arms are all doing things. As one of them's like picking sweet berries out of Lucy's hands before she could eat them all again. Okay, what do I have? I have green milk, I have sweet berries, I have lemon, and other cake stuff. So what is the thing? Oh, interesting. Okay. We're gonna go. It's been a long time since I've done this.
Been a long time.
Yeah, I got all the editing time in the world, so
Yeah, no, it just took
take your
me
time.
a minute to remember how this is coming together. Okay, I get one staple and one gourmet effect. So I'm gonna go with comforting and fortifying.
Hello. Apologies.
Welcome back.
We're making birthday cake.
We're
the
making
kitchen.
birthday cake. It's
Someone's in the kitchen with Cookie.
lemon
And it's everyone.
Yeah.
lemon green tres leches cake. So the effects are going to be comforting. Anybody who eats this meal will feel. No, wait, that's not the right one. It's. Oh, you know what? No, that's no. It is comforting. It's anybody who eats this meal will feel more positively about you. And then fortifying. Anybody who eats this gets +1 ongoing on a stat of your choice and -1 ongoing to another stat of your choice.
Nice. Goddamn.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
What is that stat? I don't think it's like person dependent. I think it would be dish dependent. So what is the bonus stat and the negative stat to anyone that eats this cake? Which will of course be Lucy, but also if anyone in the crew wants to eat it. I also think that with this 14, that's an incredible cake making process. That's a breeze for Cookie to make this cake. I think that, of course, dependent on how you go about it, you could easily open that up to teaching BBW and Lucy this whole process easily without another roll, as they were interested in learning.
Yeah, BBW, did you want to learn how to make a cake? I kind of assumed that you would come into the kitchen with us while you were gone.
Definitely.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
BBW
so Cookie
skills.
definitely does show everyone how to make these cakes. We, because there's 6 of us and it sounds fun, we're going to do like cupcakes.
Ooh.
So we're gonna pour, get all the batter portioned, and we're gonna bake the cakes, and we're gonna make some tangy lemon icing. And then when we get the cakes out, we're gonna cut them in half and soak them in milk,
Nice.
and
Green milk.
put some
Cookie
icing
favorite.
between them, and then maybe bake them again. I don't actually know how tres leches cake is made, and I only have one milk and it's green.
Don't worry, this
Um,
is space leches.
It's-
Fuck you.
Yes.
Damn. Space. Yep, it is. It's space leches cake because I have the space leche and this is a cake.
Trying to get it in there as soon as we could.
2 puns at once.
Man, and it was the same pun. Yeah, and then top it with some more icing after assembly. Maybe like just a little snippet of the lemongrass, just on top for a little. Oh wait, no, that's green on green.
Just like Slippy.
Yep. So this is an all green all the time cake. It's a green
green
cake
party.
with white icing that has green flecks in it, and then some more green on top. And I say, here, enjoy. We tried to make this specifically with you in mind, Slippy.
I mean, it definitely looks like me. but I can't drink green milk. No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah, you folks were pretty much. I think everyone in the hotel, even if you weren't directly in the kitchen and just enjoying being a part of the environment, all are a part of this cake making experience. Everyone learns how to make a cake, new skill. Good job. And you all enjoy a fine cake. Well, actually, before I say that we all do enjoy that fine cake, Cookie, what is the stat differences?
By danger dexterity on making the cake.
We're gonna go +1 to intelligence and -1 to strength. And that's for
already
everyone
have-
who eats the cake ongoing.
I already have a 0 strength.
-1.
Well, if
That's
you want to
to be
eat the
done.
cake, now you have a -1 in strength, but you get a +1 in intelligence whenever your intelligence is. Mark
gonna
that on the
say
side because
that's
that is
worth it.
ongoing for, I would imagine, this day or this session, but I just imagine that it's the session, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna digest it eventually.
Right.
Permanent.
Permanent. Permanent.
You're installing the cake into your gut.
Cookie can really build characters, like change
Actually,
characters.
BBW probably could.
Build up. Yeah, right. BBW installs the cake. So
Yeah, I eat the cake. I
you
love that.
hell yeah. So whoever eats the cake enjoys those stat changes for the time being. And the time approaches. It's about 2 o'clock before your 3 p.m. reservation at the Heist Tower and Museum.
All right, gang, who's ready to heist?
I
Do we
am.
want to? Do we want to come up with a
Ready to
sub
do
heist?
Anything.
Oh wait,
To
no,
make
I'm
cake
sorry.
mode.
We already came up with a sub heist. How are we gonna sneak Lucy in? Hey, BBW, do you have a compartment inside of you? Do you have any storage space?
How small is Lucy? I definitely have space.
Small.
got- See, all that space in like my bottom half is meant for fluids. But
Lucy, how long can you hold your breath?
Lucy in there.
I
Probably no fluid in there.
I could try to fit in there, but I can't hold my breath for too long. It's not really a spy skill I've developed.
What?
Oh, that's unfortunate.
What if we put a big cape on Carl and Lucy hid underneath there?
Hey, that
Maybe
sounds good.
Carl's got lots of arms. Could you carry Lucy under a cape?
Of course.
Neat.
And then what do we do? What's our code word? What do we do if we're had?
Well, we don't need a code word if our code word is for when we've been caught. We don't need a code word anymore because we've been caught.
The code word is quick. Carl, shoot 20 people.
Code word
A
is my
lot of
gun
one
going off,
words.
okay?
The code word is kill all the witnesses, Carl.
Shoot the nearest 20 non-us people.
You folks get into an Uber. Mr. Blood having left open a tab for this, and head over to the Heist Tower. You roll up. There is all sorts of banners and signage, and there's some balloons and such, and all of these things are outlining a special, what do you call them in museums where they have like
Exhibit.
exhibit? Yes, thank you. A special exhibit being the Mecha Pharaoh exhibit, and it is the
Let's see.
contents of the tomb of Tutankhamun, and you folks.
And that's spelled out the number 2 Mon.
It
It's
is
my
now.
favorite Pokemon.
It is now.
It's a robot pharaoh. 2-2-mon.
Tutumon, and you folks.
Robots wouldn't use 2. Binary doesn't include 2. Get with it.
That's
It's
true.
100100111
Amon.
100.
But it is pronounced Tutamon, and you folks head on in, and in the front of this, there is someone. You folks walk through like your basic metal detectors on your way in, and there is someone sitting at a little booth, just like watching folks walk in. And as you do, it is a traditional museum. There are, you know, plaques and big stone monoliths, some on the walls, some in the center of the floors in places. There are man, I need to just like learn more words. I can think of like ways to like, like this, like make come up with similar things, but I can never come up with like the right word that I'm looking for. There are display cases everywhere with all sorts of like jewels and scepters and coins of gold and jewel all around. But I think actually that is where we'll start, is right here at the front entrance. You folks have just gotten past just like walked right on by the metal detectors and found yourself in this Egyptian. The whole museum seems to be an Egyptian exhibit phase. What is your approach into the situation?
First, I want to wonder why there's a museum for a specific country on a specific planet in an like intergalactic. I don't know. Like I wonder if there would still be like
'Cause this is
individual
really
museums like,
old.
oh, this is like the blank museum from Earth. Like I wonder if those would still exist in the context where there's like countless planets and we're accessing them.
So
or
as
if it
you're-
would be like an Earth museum.
I mean, as you're looking around, I was gonna try it in. This is like a question from Lily, not from Carl, but to give it presence through Carl's eyes. As Carl's looking around, this is all an exhibit from not
Carl probably
from
doesn't
Earth.
know what the fuck Egypt is.
It isn't even from Earth. It's from it's from the planet of. We'll even say that this specific tomb was excavated on the 8th moon of Ron, but it was one of Ron's most highest seated pharaohs in their history. Yeah. From our point of view, definitely Egypt inspired, but canonically not from like Earth's Egypt. I do like I will even, I do think it stands that Earth's history probably is intact here in this universe. But this isn't from that specifically. But I would imagine that you could use any sort of context from our Earth's Egypts in what we're talking about here, so that
Well,
it's not too-
obviously, our Earth pyramids were built by aliens, so this is just where they came from.
Fair. Those were Earth implants from Ron.
Yes, those are Ron built.
I like that. There's
Ron built the pyramids, is what I'm saying.
Ron built the pyramids. Yeah. You folks stand in the museum.
All right, gang, we need to track down some eyes, and then I guess figure out how to steal them. I'm kind of unclear. We were just told to get it. Maybe if we hold it for a second, will that be enough? I don't remember who told us that. Was it God?
Yeah, no one, like no one in specifically said it to you. You guys were leaving the station, and
That's right, it was God.
Yeah, I guess it was God. Over your walkie-talkies staticked out, and you got the message to bring home the Pharaoh's Eye.
Okay, so we do need to bring it home. Well, I guess let's get to exploring the area. Let's see if there is actually an escape room part of this, or if maybe the whole museum is an escape room. Because if we can escape with the eye, then we've gotten it.
First thing we have to do is check the body for an eye and also for a heart. Because if the heart's still in the body, then we leave the eye because home is where the heart is, and the eye is already there. See,
And the beauty is
It's
in
a
the eye of the
trick.
beholder, so we should take the beauty.
we take the other
BBW's head is
eye.
literally spinning
Take
around.
the other
Just
eye.
like,
Haha, this one's not the Pharaoh's eye. This is the Pharaoh's left eye.
Yeah, you folks, I mean, you folks are looking around, and I think it's just a little weird in the beginning, is because you find yourselves in a museum. There's all these different roped off exhibits, but you're like, the people around you are going from piece to piece looking at it, and they speak amongst themselves, and they move about as if they're moving about an exhibit. There are folks in suits standing around watching the exhibits. It all seems like a legitimate museum.
Slippy's gonna walk up to one of the dressed up guards people, more than likely, and say, "Hey, so what's the deal here? I thought this was a heist tower. What's the heist part? All I see is robot pharaohs."
Heist? Why would you want to heist from the museum?
Maybe I was just
Isn't there like a sign
misunderstood.
outside that says heist
Is
tower
it this
or
heist
anything?
tower? Am I in the wrong place?
I have
Did
no
you guys
idea what you're
rebrand?
talking about. And they cock their head to the side.
Slippy says, "Oh, so you're part of it. Got it."
Part of what?
Uh-huh.
I'm so sorry. I would like to welcome you to the museum. Please
I guess I'm part of it
enjoy
too now.
the
Slippy.
exhibits of Pharaoh Tutankhamun.
Yes?
This is part of the bit, but what we received wasn't a message from God. It was an advertisement for Heist Tower
Oh.
that we intercepted in the middle of space.
So what you're saying is capitalism is God?
Yeah,
I
so
don't
let's
like
get the Pharaoh's eye.
this.
Fuck it.
Okay, yeah.
We're here anyway. We
alright.
might as well have the fun they promised us.
And then Slippy turns back to the guard and he says, "And how do you feel about that conversation we just had in front of you?"
Well, I would appreciate it if you didn't attempt to steal anything from the museum.
Okay.
We'll
We
just steal
won't.
things from the
I
Heist Tower. Don't
promise.
worry. That's
And
not
then
this
Slippy
place.
turns around and
apparently,
winks at the
so bye.
crew.
Okay, well, enjoy your time. We have eyes all about, so please, just don't try to steal from the
That's
museum.
what we're here to see. We're here to see all the eyes.
What if Carl just like holds this like scare actor at gunpoint? Just like, you tell me if this is Heist Tower.
Help, guards!
Is this part of it?
I'm not letting you fuck with my head.
And that's how we learn that
What's the
Slippy and
point of the
Carl
metal
can't go to
detector
escape
if-
rooms.
If we still have a gun. Why is there a metal detector? Is that just to prevent thievery, or is it for the aesthetic? Is the eye in the metal detector?
Go
Yeah,
ask.
Cookie's
Yeah.
gonna explore the museum looking for eyes. I don't know.
I think that is the play. I think the gang is gonna go around and look for eyes.
Yeah, someone.
BBW is very, very happy because of the birthday cake, and they're just gonna go out enjoying themselves with the
On a
all
fucking
in the
high.
museum,
The cake afterglow.
the cake high.
So then someone on the crew give a discern realities, and let's roll off of that.
Just do it.
It's like
Hold
Cookie.
on. Do I add anything to it?
Well, hold on. Hold on. What do you mean? No. What'd you roll over there?
Someone else maybe should just roll. Take the lead. Discern realities is wisdom, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. That was a 7.
Pass.
So 7 is at least a question. So what's Cookie's question? It was the
It was
first
the
roll we
first-
got.
What here is most useful or valuable to me?
A good one.
As the four of you are walking about the exhibits and taking in the general vibe, trying to figure out where this heist tower begins, I mean, probably at the front door, but like where the portion of it actually begins, like what is
Yeah,
going on here?
where's the room to escape from?
What is, what is the play? And you come across there's a hall of like different stone monoliths. It begins with stone masks and different carvings taken out of old like tomb walls and temple walls and things like that. And then you come to an entrance. It is I mean, it's an entrance as much as like it's on the wall. There are stone pillars outlining like a doorway, but it's all roped off. And as you peek close to that cookie, you can see in carving up on the stone, it says "Raid the Tomb." And you peek at your ticket for a moment, and the ticket says "Raid the Tomb." So something
Uh,
about this door is something you need.
I think we need to go through that door. We have tickets, so no one should try and stop us.
Flippy says, "Hold on, I've got a bad feeling about this." Click, clack, go the dice. Not a bad enough feeling to ask any questions though. Let's go have fun.
Well, if you have a bad feeling, I want to go in prepared.
Is
So
that a failure? Was that a failure,
Well,
Slippy?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, that was a failure.
pulls out his gun and starts walking through.
So yeah, that's what I more meant is not so much that it's a door as in it's like an open doorway, just that it looks like the exhibit of a door. Like this entranceway was removed from wherever it was and brought here and then, roped off as like a special exhibit. It is an entranceway still, but there's still this like stone slab in the doorway, like where the door, quote unquote, would be. So all you see is really this roped off entranceway, but it's all closed off. It looks like another exhibit.
In that case, never mind the gun. Carl would like to sneak in and climb through it anyway to see if it's magic.
Okay.
Yeah, is there a
I got
beak
camo.
size hole?
Yeah, give me a defy danger dexterity as Carl slips over the ropes and goes up to the door.
Oh. That is a... Hold up. Because I have a +1 to defy danger when escaping and hiding, so that is a 13.
Lord.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Carl waits until a round of the what are the watchers called in museums? The dudes that just kind of stand around and watch things happen.
Ben Stiller. I don't know.
Maybe
Guards.
maybe guards. I thought there was like a special museum word for it, but the museum
Proctor?
Prefect.
I don't know. The guards walking about pass by and come out of the room as Carl slips over the ropes and up to the door. The door is solid stone, Carl. But as you're up here feeling around, you see a little slit in the side of the stone. And right above this little slit is carving in the stone that says "Tickets, please."
I'll put my chicken in.
As Carl slides his ticket into the slot, from in front of your eyes, Carl just sort of disappears. Carl, you
I mean, with
there's
a
like
13, they probably couldn't see me anyway.
there's like a little flash of light, and you find yourself in a stone hallway, dark stone hallway, cutting just straight forward and into stone behind you. The same kind of stone that was on the outside of that doorway.
All right, gang, and now we just gotta wait until Carl gets back.
Pertinent question.
I'm checking the door.
Did Lucy go with Carl?
That's a good question. Okay,
Seems like
no.
it.
As
Oh,
Carl
no.
has disappeared. I forgot about Lucy entirely. It looks like she passed the hide checks. As Carl disappears, you folks look back and Lucy is just standing there looking around like, okay. She runs back and steps over the thing. She's like, I was here the whole time. Hey, how do I get in there?
I don't know. Do you think there's a ticket booth somewhere?
Ticket booth. That's not very
haven't seen
spy.
a
I
I mean,
thought
I
we were
assume they
sneaking
could
in.
see me pull the ticket out.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys saw Carl put the ticket into the slot and then disappear.
I don't think Carl would have
Um,
done it if he didn't think it was clearly visible to them, so they know what was going on.
Right.
Yes. I actually don't know, Lucy. Do you want to just go back to the hotel?
No, I was looking forward to a heist. Thought we were gonna heist.
All right, Lucy. I guess we are gonna heist. I'm gonna need you to be my man on the inside. Are you ready?
But Carl's inside.
Slippy goes, "Oh yeah, you're right," and Slippy calls Carl.
It's
They're
a
only mid-range comms, so
I mean, it's
depending
a
on
deep line of static. Like, where you folks are generally boxed out in static, as you have been since you've been on Opulence, it starts right there. You're unable to like really connect to Carl in any form or fashion. Carl, I will say that yours starts going off, but it's just like a straight line of static.
All right, Lucy, you're gonna need to be my man on the inside.
Inside of what? We're all inside the hotel or
Here's
the
your ticket.
museum.
It's Slippy hands her a ticket.
Oh, okay. And she jumps back. She's like, watch my back. And she jumps back over the thing and runs over and slips the ticket in and disappears. And Carl, from this side, you actually see Lucy on like a conveyor belt, just like slip through the wall and end up right next to you.
All right, Slippy
Ah.
says, and now that we finally ditched the child, let's all go home. Just kidding. I hope I can get in there.
You don't have a ticket now, so
Yeah, but I've got a
already had
man.
one
I've
for
got
Lucy.
2 men on the inside now. I'm hedging my bets.
that's fair. So yes, Lucy has made her way in at the cost of Slippy's ticket.
I'm thinking about giving Slippy my ticket because I think one or the other of us should have the best chance of getting into this heist space without one. Slippy can sneak in, and I could try and make someone take me in. I'm not sure which is the most likely to work.
Where are you gonna do that?
Cookie turns to Slippy and says, would you like to take my ticket, or would you like to try and figure out how to get in yourself? I have full confidence in you either way.
Slippy says, "Let me take a close look at this ticket. And I would like to discern realities on the ticket.
Yeah.
I got a is discern realities wisdom again?
Discern realities. The questions one. Yeah, that one is wisdom.
I fail. I say, this is some cheap feeling paper, I think. I haven't felt very many papers. I'm gonna say you should take the ticket, and I'll figure out a way to sneak in. Maybe there's some vents or something like that. It's Heist Tower. There's got to be vents.
Before I do that, turn to BBW. Hey, BBW, do you have like a photocopier or a duplicator or anything?
Do you have a
could I
duplicator, Ray?
could I feed you this ticket and you print me out another one?
I'm sorry, that's not something I can do. I can certainly toast it for you if you'd like. I'm not sure how useful that would be.
I'll keep that in my back pocket. All right. Well, come on, BBW. Let's join the others. Best of luck to you, Slippy.
Good luck, everyone.
And see you on the other side.
Don't forget about the code word. Carl, shoot 20 people.
Yep. Carl, shoot all the witnesses. Got it.
And Slippy watches your backs as the two of you slip your tickets into the slot and conveyor belt through the sort of hard, light mechanical door that allows you through after you have ticketed, and Slippy is left alone in the museum. Slippy, what is your first approach?
Slippy's gonna look for some vents. That seems pretty on brand if this is the sort of shtick of this place.
Yeah.
So I guess I think I'm gonna start it off with a. I guess I heard. Yeah, we'll just do another discern realities. I think. Um,
On the
can't find
space,
any.
not the ticket.
Can't find any. Oh no, can't find any.
You're peeking around. You're looking
I'll
for.
keep looking. I'll keep looking.
You're looking for vents, and a one of the watchers, the guards, walks up to you and says, "Hi, sir. I see you've come a little displaced from your group. We'll say it's the same
Yeah,
one
I'm
that
not
talked
really
to you
sure
earlier.
what happened.
Would maybe I could show you around the museum. I could definitely talk to you about all these exhibits if you would like.
Yeah, are there any event-based exhibits?
Ask if he has a ticket.
Now, I'm not sure quite what you're asking. Are you asking about the ventilation systems on the planet of Ron and in their Egyptian tombs?
Yes, the ancient
The
ventilation
Ranian
systems.
tombs? Sure, we have a exhibit on the ventilation shafts in the Ranian tombs. Why don't you
Great.
follow me right this way? And
Thank you.
they lead you to another exhibit. This one is exactly of that. The different ways that Ranian tombs have been ventilated throughout history. I don't know. That's where Slippy's stuck up in that exhibit right now. Carl
He starts
BBW.
weeping, and that's where it fades out. He's so beautiful. I love Vince.
Carl BBW.
He's just trying to be a freak.
Cookie, you guys are in a stone hallway leading off and into darkness. What's the first approach to this situation? Lucy's like, you guys think Slippy's gonna be able to get in here?
Oh, you said he's gonna go through a vent. Huh.
We did come in on a conveyor belt, right? Is what you said?
Yeah, like it like right at the doorstep, it conveyor belted you through the door.
Gotcha. Okay. Never mind then. Onward.
Onward. Is there a light switch somewhere?
No. No, it's like a it's like a hewn stone hallway. Not even really hewn stone, more just like bricks. You can see like the brickwork all around you. There are carvings all along the walls, and it just sort of leads back and into the darkness.
Carl says, "Gosh, this even predates lighting fixtures. You know, I wonder what their ventilation was like."
Huh. I don't see anything immediately. Maybe they didn't have any. Oh God, how's Slippy gonna get in?
Maybe we'll find something further in, like another ticket. We can slip it under the door or something.
BBW knows about God.
But he didn't know you can make cakes.
This is how we learned about God. I think Cookie wants to head further into the heist portion of this, and she wants to keep her compound eyes peeled for like maintenance hallways or access doors or like employee only type stuff. She's thinking of like trying to leave a door propped somewhere, or maybe all of the doors propped. Just sort of as we go along.
Yeah, sure. The three of you can start off down the hallways. There doesn't seem to be really any break in the stones or the walls, save these carvings and inscriptions along the walls, these runic markings repeating themselves down the hallway. Excuse me.
I want to spout lore intelligence and see if I recognize anything about the markings, like if there's language that I've come across before. That's a 6.
You get a +1. Did you add your +1?
Oh, I get a +1. That's a 7.
From the food.
My intelligence is a -1.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I didn't eat the cake
Oh, Carl didn't eat the cake
because I need my strength more than I need intelligence anyway.
God, not in this moment.
Carl, none of them look super recognizable. There's just sort of a repeating pattern. It's like the Eye of Horus. There's a carving of a scepter, another Eye of Horus, and a fuck. What was the last one? A scarab, and it just repeats that Eye of Horus, scepter, Eye of Horus, scarab, Eye of Horus, just right like down the line, down the center of this. There are little carvings around that, but you're not really able to make them out. They look worn and dated. As you folks,
Arl's gonna walk up to one of the series of them, and he wants to stand and kind of slightly chameleon his eyes, so he's looking with one eye at the scarab and with the other eye at the other thing. What's the fourth one? Eye of Horus, scarab, eye of Horus,
scepter.
scepter. So because it's like, I look at the scarab and look at the scepter. So he's like, okay, if I look at both at the same time, will this trigger something?
It doesn't. It doesn't. You sit there and look for a moment, but
It triggers a headache.
It triggers a headache in you. And you folks shrug and continue down the hallway. What is your marching order down this hallway? Just curious.
I think
Lucy
Carl will lead
first.
just in case.
I think since Carl went first, I'm gonna follow behind after Cookie.
Worst case scenario, I can light it up with some muzzle flares.
Yeah, Lucy is walking near Cookie and hiding herself next to Cookie as she peers around frightfully. But as you folks are walking down the hallway, you hear a deep metallic gear shift in the walls, and the plate that Carl's standing on sinks into the ground, and you hear several stone, like several little instances of stone sliding on stone, and you peer around at the walls around you really quickly, and there's all these holes in the walls now, and I need everyone to give me Defy Danger Dexterity.
Oh no. Lucy's gonna die.
That's
Snake eyes.
10.
That's a 4 with my +2 to Dex.
Nice. Got a solid 10 there.
I think that's the first time I've rolled snake eyes in this whole campaign.
Must be nice.
6.
Oh no.
You're muted.
Thank you. As you peer around at these holes, you all dive to hit the deck. Cookie, seemingly the slow. I guess, sorry, Carl, seemingly the slowest. But Cookie and Carl, you were both shot in the side with darts that come out of the wall for 4 points of damage. BBW, you're able to hit the floor. All of the holes are above Lucy's head, so she kind of crouches down a little bit, but she was out of danger when the event began. And yeah. You folks are hit with some darts in the side. I need both of you to give me Defy Danger Constitution now, as you've been shot with these darts.
Three.
Also 3.
Look, I'm squishy, okay? I'm an octopus. I don't even have an endoskeleton, let alone an exoskeleton.
Both of you feel a little searing flash where these darts have stuck, and you take 1 point of damage through armor, and you feel a little sickly. But you pull the darts out, toss them to the ground. That burning sensation actually remains where they stuck into you.
I
You've
love dying.
Yeah, but the darts stop after that, and you peer around the hallway. Things return to silence in here. Slippy, you're moving around the ventilation exhibit. What's your play here? As he's
Slippy-
walking you from exhibit to exhibit, saying, "So this was the ingenious of Pharaoh." Now, I didn't want to go into a whole
Slippy-
history session.
Yeah, Slippy pretty much immediately upon, like, we get to sort of where the good stuff. They don't have all the good stuff right in the front of the exhibit.
Sure.
You have to get a little ways in. And once we get to the good stuff, Slippy's just gonna start weeping. He's gonna get on the floor. He's gonna get on his knees. He's just gonna go, I'm so passionate Ribbit, I'm so passionate about ventilation. It's so
Hey,
important to
I
me.
am too, friend. I'm so happy you found
Please.
yourself in the museum.
Shh, please. I need a moment.
Oh,
I just need to be. I
Mo-
just need to be with these ventilation shafts. If you could just give me a moment.
yeah, moment of silence, and they take a step back and they look at you, and they put their hands behind their back and they bow their head a little bit.
While his head is bowed, Slippy's just gonna like rapidly try and look at anything that would be useful to him. So I guess this is gonna be another discern realities.
Yeah, it could. I mean, it could be discern realities if you want the checks. You could also, I mean, I could say defy danger, and I could also say intelligence because you're like looking for an escape, like
Let's.
you're
You
looking
know
for
what?
a.
First, let's do a defy danger dexterity. I'm gonna try and while he's looking down, giving me my moment of silence. I'm gonna try and silently slip away.
Okay, okay.
And I think because of my alien race, I'm a slippery one. I get +1 to escape. So here we go. Oh, thank goodness. So that is going to be a grand total of 13.
Yeah, as he bows his head, you slip into the. There's a few people enjoying this exhibit, and you slip around another exhibit and out of eyeline.
And then from there, I think I'm going to do. Actually, let's do. I've got a bad feeling about this because then I can know some of potentially good questions. That is all 3 questions. I'm gonna start off with: is there a trap here? So what activates it
You're
in the
peering
ventilation
around
section?
quickly, and you see a. It looks like a carved stone vent up on the wall above a, I don't know, a set of scepters along the wall, talking about the pharaoh that he had been pointing out to you, Pharaoh Ramon, whatever. And there,
Reboot and common.
reboot in common, and there is a sort of stone ventilation panel above, and this does stick out to you because as you peer around there are like your average metal ventilation panels, but this one's stone, and you can see 2 thin lasers going across the surface of it. There's a trap
Mm,
up there.
okay, and if so, what activates it? I assume breaking the laser.
Yep.
What does it do when it's activated? Is the
uh
number 2 question.
you look
The
around.
lasers turn into lasers.
They'll kill you. You look
I get
around
shredded.
and you see different alarms around the room, and I mean the wires from
Hmm,
these lasers go
makes
into the
sense.
wall, and there's not much information other than that. I think you could imagine that it just sets off the alarms.
This makes sense. What else is hidden here? Perhaps an off button?
There are you're kind of looking for, yeah, like you said, like an off button. You see 2 little exposed wires coming out of each of these. They're exposed only about an inch, that they like when they're looping up and back into themselves. You see those 2 little exposed wires, and I think that you know enough at this time about machines and the way they work that you think that that could be their power wires.
Connect them with your tongue.
So yeah, if you lick
I
them,
do
Short
that.
if
circuit,
you lick them both, yeah, you could turn them off.
I climb up there and lick it.
It's not the way to do it. You know that.
I pull wire cutters out of my bag of tricks, and you get to tell me what the downside of the wire cutters is. And it is the last note, 7. Yeah, I'll just keep giving me complications.
Keep
There's
giving
some more
you
stuff, but it's all
complications.
bad things.
Okay. The wire cutters are they're dull. They're dull and rusty. You haven't taken good care of them.
Oh no.
You remember even the last time you tried to cut wire with these, it was like fucking using a butter knife to get through something thick and meaty. It is not great, but you can do it if you're given just a little bit of time.
All right, I'll have to come up with a distraction. Cut back to B as I think of my
I
distraction.
think that makes sense. You pull as Slippy pulls the wire cutters out of his bag, the 3 of you find yourselves back in this hallway, continuing down the hallway. You folks come to a end of the hallway, and the end of this hallway leads out and into a larger room. It is a large square room. In the center is a stone pillar, and facing you At floor level on this stone pillar is a dial. It's difficult to read from the opening of this hallway, though.
What BBW wants to check before we step in the room for like little traps besides the walls and on the floors. I'm gonna discern realities to do that.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. 9. I get 1 question.
If someone aids, also you have a bolster still, BBW.
Ah, that's 10 then.
Yeah, if you want to
Well-
use your bolster.
I don't know why you say yes yet. Nah.
That's if you want 3 questions. It's totally up to you. It's
Nah.
just you're at a critical
Yeah.
point where you could do it.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll just do the 1 for now.
Yeah.
What here is what not it appears to be.
What here is not what it appears to be. You stop your crew from moving forward into the room as you peek around. You see that the floor of the hallway and the floor of this room are different, but only by about an inch. There's like a small inch that you step up to go into this room.
Oh. That's weird.
So it looks like basically on the other side of this door, there's like the room is maybe pressurized, pressure plated.
Okay.
Okay.
That works out anyway, actually, because Carl has a solution now that he's stepped on a pressure plate.
Okay.
Oh.
Carl is an octopus. You know what octopus love to do? They love to do that thing where they go and they're like flat on the ground with their legs out, which distributes their weight evenly across a much larger plane and likely wouldn't trigger any weight plates because it would weigh as much as a very small animal.
Are you able to move like that?
I can totally just because I've got 8 arms with full mobility, so I
That's
can like
fair. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're able to.
snakes live.
Yeah.
Like
Carl flattens himself out and moves out and across the floor. It doesn't trigger any sort of pressurized plate in the floor.
And then Carl looks back and says, "See you later, suckers."
This is my raid. But yeah, it doesn't
Betrayal
trigger the pressure
already,
plate.
so early in the heist.
I want to check the other side for a deactivation mechanism because typically, like, if you have, traps going in, you have some way to disable them so you can safely get out, or people who are meant to go there.
Yeah.
Carl assumes as someone who's never, set traps in his secret base.
Carl flattens out and moves his way around the room quickly, and what you notice is that around this room there isn't another way out. The only special part of this room as you move about at ground level is this dial at the bottom of the pillar in the center of the room, and the dial has 3 symbols on it: the symbol of an eye of Horus, the symbol of a scepter, and the symbol of a scarab beetle.
And Carl right away does eye scarab, eye scepter.
As you reach towards the dial, it seems firmly locked in neutral position, and you're unable to you try to twist it towards I for your first input, and it seems just like firmly locked.
Well, the only other thing I see in here that's interactable is the pressure plate. So Carl's next thought is stay down, I guess, but
But activate the pressure
unless
plate.
someone has something better.
Cookie
Y'all are
gonna
standing out in the
try.
hallway should be safe.
I'm gonna try defy danger intelligence to see maybe there's a pattern to these plates or some sort of glyph or something. Something. Yeah. 8.
Carl, you share the knowledge that you've picked up in this room, I imagine, with your crew.
Yeah.
Um,
There ain't shit in here except for a dial with those symbols. And also the trap. Obvi.
Yeah, I don't know that you pick up much from the pressure plate situation, Cookie, but as Carl shouts back to you about the dial, you know that, I mean, we've talked about it multiple times, but you know that the most common symbol in this back hallway was definitely the Eye of Horus, of those three that were shouted to you. But nothing, I mean, nothing about the plate.
I'm not sure what the frequency of the
It typically
Okay.
shows up twice as much.
yeah.
But so does the L in my name. Does that make it significant? I don't know.
Mm.
I's pretty common.
If only we had a long stick to poke the pressure plate with
We have
from
several
a
long sticks.
distance.
One that expands and one that doesn't.
Carl's already in there. He could just do it.
Could use one of my arms.
Well,
just
yeah,
like,
but whatever the trap is probably aiming directly towards wherever the plate is. So it would still be ideal to be at least a few feet away.
Fair.
mine are very stretchy and they can go far. I can just like poke one with part of the pressure plate. If we want to step back into this hallway.
Is this
Sure.
is this area, is it made of stone or metal? Are there like visible
Stone, I think.
electronics?
No visible
I can try
electronics
like
of any
that.
kind, just like
No.
off of sight, but that you could, of course, always try BBW. But I mean, off of sight, it just looks like a stone. I mean, coming through the exhibits on the outside, it feels like you guys are in a tomb, in the entrance of a tomb.
Hmm.
All stone, all carved, all looks like hand set.
For robots. What I'm thinking is that we've got this bonus spear that produces electricity. I'm wondering if it's possible to like short circuit the trap or the column. I don't know if any of this functions on electricity.
I will say that. You did.
Hear. I lost my train of thought. Sorry, that was no. That was just me. I will say that you did hear the sounds of gears clicking in the hallway as the dart traps were set up. So less electronic and more mechanical, I think you're getting the vibe of.
Analog.
This whole room, it's not like a pressure plate at the door. It's this entire room's floor is like an inch above the hallway floor. So if it's a pressure plate, it looks like the whole room is this one pressure plate.
Okay, so here's how I imagine that this trap functions, and I could be very wrong, but I imagine that once enough weight is in the room, the trap is going to go off, and then while the trap is going off, we have to interact with the pedestal. And hopefully that deactivates the trap. But on the off chance that it doesn't, I vote we leave Lucy in the hallway and hope that Slippy finds her.
I'm part of this heist. I could be helpful. If you want to talk about weight distribution, she gets down like Carl does. She's like, look, I can get wide. I can distribute my weight.
That's talent. She's a natural.
Carl knows what I'm
Wow,
talking
she's
about.
doing it just like an octopus.
Half the arms, but twice the chutzpah.
Fair enough. Why don't we let's join Carl and see what happens. I don't know if there's another way to get around this thing without just setting it off.
Have the giant robot just step in. We should have enough weight, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, as the first person steps in, a sound of grinding stone can be heard as the whole floor sinks about an inch, and the doorway that you came from begins slowly dropping down from the ceiling. Anyone left in the hallway quickly has an opportunity to dive under the door or be left in the hallway.
Arl's also already fiddling with the dial. Like, hand was on it before they even stepped in, so we know immediately if it turns or not.
Yeah, the moment that the door finishes its shut, I imagine that everyone's jumped into the room. The moment the door finishes shutting, the dial be like you've been trying to like twist it against its restrictions the whole time, and the moment the door shut, it becomes free, and you can fully spin it around. You basically know that you are going to line it up with whatever symbol you want and push it in, and that is what will be selected. Symbol
Aye.
the eye. You easily set that to eye and push it into the wall. This is all very quick. Carl was ready and messing with this thing and then ready to push it into eye. As the door shuts, you begin to hear a hissing sound above your heads, and you look up and you see little plumes of smoke slipping in the top cracks of the room. But Carl sets it to stone and immediately presses it in, and that hissing stops, and the grinding of stone happens again. And on the opposite side of the room, a door is dropping down, and as it completes its drop down, the button pops back out and resets back to neutral, and the place stays the same. As you look around, there are two other walls, and on those two other walls there are symbols above where the door would be. You can see now above the open door the symbol of the Eye of Horus, but there are symbols on the other two walls for the scepter and the scarab, if you're interested in either one. Slippy, you're back here. You have your wire cutters. Do you have a distraction?
So what Slippy's plan is, so Slippy is going to, out of his bag of many items, he's going to pull out a balloon. And it's not the last item, but what's the complication for the balloon?
There's a hole in it. It's not
Damn
gonna.
it.
It's such a small hole.
I tie a
Really
little knot
slowly
around the
deflate.
hole, and then I tie it. No, I'm just kidding. so I'm gonna
It's not gonna
blow the
last
balloon
long.
up. I'm gonna blow the balloon up with the hole pinched shut, and then Slippy's gonna look for one of these nice ancient Ron-Gyptian horns that he's heard so much about.
Okay.
And then
The
he's-
Ronian horns. They're sure. There's
He's gonna hope.
3 of them lined up.
Yep, he's gonna hope that one of them is not behind a case, or at least not completely enclosed.
There's
'cause
one
he's
that's
about to
so
try and-
big that they just don't have a glass case to enclose it. There's a few smaller
Can I
ones in
put a
glass
balloon
cases.
on the end of it?
Give me a
on the mouthpiece?
defy danger dexterity to slip out of here unnoticed as the horn blares up.
uh, so that is an 11 plus 2.
Yeah, you slip and slide right back into the crowd as the horn blares up, and guards come running, and people are like clamping their ears and running away from this situation. But all of the focus is over here on this horn. As yeah.
And I get clipping. Slipping gets clipping.
Okay, give me a defy danger. You can use dexterity for this, but
Dexterity deal 8.
-1, it doesn't matter at an 8 for the shitty clippers, and you snip open the the grate, but the negative here is you're able to slide in the grate, but you lose your hand on the grate as you snip open these wires to clear the lasers. You pop open the grate, but it drops to the ground with a crash as it breaks because it's stone, and you slip into the ventilation before anyone can see you. But your path has been noted as you slip into the vents. Inside this vent, it is not like a metallic, AC vent system. This is it's a diagonal leading directly up, not directly up, but diagonally up, stone shaft. You can feel a bit of air blowing down the shaft at you. It's pretty steep,
Oh, it's so historic.
but you're able to just sort of slide on up as you go.
Yeah,
The
I've got stickers on my fingers because I'm a frog person.
yeah, it's
I'll
relatively
be
easy for
fine.
you. The other three, you're in this room. The door is open, leading into another dark hallway.
Oh!
On forward we go. Lucy's like, that was an easy trap.
Distributed weight
This is
through
a
the whole.
super
Like I'm going down
easy,
the hallway,
easy
feeling
dungeon.
for
Yeah,
any stepping plates.
Carl's low, Lucy's short. Cookie and BBW follow up as you folks move down the hallway.
I mean, of course she's a kid.
Carl, you actually don't run into any pressure plates as you're moving down this hallway. BBW and Slippy, you're moving down the hallway, and
You mean Cookie?
yes, I do.
Yeah,
BBW and Cookie.
Yeah. I was
BBW
like,
and
hallway. Wait a minute.
BBW and Cookie, you're moving down the hallway, and Cookie, you feel a slight twinge at your cheek, and you reach your hand up, and there's a spot of blood on your fingers, and you stop for a second, and you look down. There's a razor wire cutting across the hallway that your face has just kind of come up across, and you peer around through the hallway, shining your torch in in all sorts of directions, and they start to gleam down the hallway. All of them are above. They're about Lucy's head height, and Carl's missed all of them, being on the ground, just like spacing himself out down. But now BBW and Cookie, the two of you, face a hallway of razor wires.
Limbo.
And I'll say that at the point you're at, Carl, this has stopped you, and you can see that as things go further on, they're also pretty low too. This is not going to help you for too long.
Carl is an octopus and can squeeze through any space as small as his beak.
I guess it
so I feel
will
like if
help you.
anyone can get through this hallway, it's Carl.
Fair enough. Carl's easily able to stay along ground level and continue down this hallway. Lucy is not, and about halfway, she's like a little stuck up, and she's like, this
Don't
is
get yourself hurt,
dangerous. She
kiddo.
has
Turn
a
around.
few cuts on her arms and her face. She's like, I don't know where to go next, Cookie. Could you help me get out of this one?
I'm gonna mimic what you're doing, Carl. I'm gonna get down on the golf fours and just start crawling around.
Always
Don't
on
know
all
if I can
fours?
distribute my weight, but I'll be below the razor wires.
Well, the razor wires definitely go almost all the way to the ground. Carl has up to only a few inches of clearance because it's basically the only thing on Carl's
sense.
body that can't compress is the beak. So anything a beak can fit through, the whole octopus can fit through. So Carl is able to easily kind of basically go beak size to the ground and squish up under these wires. But as you go down, you notice that you're not going to be down low enough. For the two of you will require defy danger, but you can tell me which one you're using, because I think that there's several ways to come through this hallway. There could be, if you have like a, I don't know, a spell or an ability to get through it.
Magic.
Think about that. Look at her.
I don't. I don't have
Hmm.
either of those things.
You can't cook?
Just cook the razor wires.
Yep, just cook them.
Again, I'm gonna use my electrical magnetic detection. Try to see if there's any device that's causing these razor wires to come out and go through. Wait, that's a 7 for my. Hold on. I can detect the present machines. There's no direction, but not pinpoint their numbers or location. I just need to know if there is something. So
Below you, there's the presence of a high-powered machine, but it has nothing to do with this hallway.
oh,
It's like pretty far below you.
so this hallway, this is just happening.
Yeah,
Just
this is
normal
just
tracks?
straight up razor wires coming out of the walls. They're hard to see, so like the two of you wandering through the
not
hallway
moving or
walked into
anything.
them. But it's basically going to require like the two of you, unless you have a different way to go about it, I would say defy danger dexterity to just like
Yeah.
slowly slip through the razor wires and not get cut up.
I'll do that. So that is a 5. I fail.
Ooh, indeed.
I guess I'm also going to go with Defy Danger Dexterity. That is also a 5.
Ooh, both of you.
Both of you mark experience for that and take 3 points of damage, not through armor. So if you have armor, feel free to just subtract that. As you are slashed up on your way down this hallway. The two of you are able, though, with that and taking that damage to get Lucy through this hallway as well, through the rest of it, leaving the razor wire behind you. Carl, this was actually, why don't we put Lucy up to Carl, because these two have already failed coming through the hallway and slashing themselves up with razor wire. Lucy's stuck about halfway through this hallway. Carl, what's your thoughts on this?
Start spinning my fucking staff.
Oh,
See if I
yeah.
can cut some of this out.
Sure. Yeah. Why not? Why not just call that hack and slash?
Yep. Well, actually, this is.
But you have like an
Bend
ability.
bars, lift gates. Yeah.
Yeah.
When
this
you
would be
use
that.
pure strength to destroy an inanimate object, roll plus strength. On a 10 plus, choose 3. On a 7 and 9, choose 2. I rolled an 8 plus 1, 9. So it doesn't take a very long time, and nothing of value is damaged. I'll probably go with, just to ensure I don't hit the kid.
That makes sense. You spin your staff, and it
I
doesn't
don't need it
take
to be
very much
repairable.
time. So I'll even subtract 1 from your guys' damage, so 2 damage. If you have armor again, don't worry about that. As
It's
Carl
also
has.
just how I'm going to proceed through the hall, like leading the way, just spinning it.
Yeah. I mean, after this section, it doesn't seem to be any more
I'm
razor
taking chances.
wire,
You
but
don't
no,
know.
that of course makes sense as you're continuing through. Slippy, you are continuing up this vent, and eventually the vent levels out into a flat plane. There starts to be sand on the ground, grains of sand under your hands as you're going, and eventually this little shaft starts to become rather filled with sand, up into a point where
Awful.
there is a way forward, but it is blocked by a blockade of sand, and there
Digging.
is a way up. But as you move throughout this and bump like the walls, you can feel flecks of sand kind of fall down that tunnel.
So there's a way up and there's a way forward that's covered in sand.
The way forward is almost entirely blocked by sand. You can see like a little slit in the area up at the top where like maybe if you spent some time digging, or you can try to move your way up, but you can tell by the way that you're moving about that all of this sand has come from some point above you through this hole.
So Carl is gonna recommend. What if I start digging, because I'm not really good at climbing, and BBW, who is really good at climbing.
Sorry, this was
But you aren't in the
Slippy-
vent.
This was Slippy in the vent. Yeah. Yeah,
Sorry,
right. I
sorry.
might have said someone else's name on accident.
I for sure terrified to be crawling through sand.
Me too.
Gonna go up.
Gonna go up.
Yeah, not gonna do that one.
So what is this? Defy danger, probably strength, just to like.
Oh
strength
no,
your
with a
way up
-1.
With a -1.
We'll see how that goes. Let me double check how many -1s I have. Oh no, I have nothing regularly, so that's fine. Here we go. That's a 5. So no.
I think
I'm
that
just racking up the XP here at the end of the session here.
you are slow going on your way up this Cookie nodding vigorously. You are slow going on your way up this tube. It's taking you quite a while. The more struggle that you have going up and the more like you physically move around in this ventilation shaft, the more sand has started to like fall down this shaft. Sometimes in a handful, sometimes a few little sprinkles come down, but it every jostle that you make causes more sand to just sort of drift down. This is where all the sand is coming from, and it's not being held back well. But you're slow going coming up this. You're only about 10 feet when we cut back to Carl, BBW, and Cookie. The three of you wander through this, led by Carl spinning his staff, and into a wider room. This room is rectangular. You've come in at the side of the rectangle, so it's long. Like as you're looking into it, it's shorter to the opposite wall than it is, to the left and right walls. There is a small walkway around the edge of this, but save that walkway, the rest of the floor goes steeply down at an angle into a pit. At the bottom of this pit is just a bottom of the pit. There isn't really much else to it. But you folks are standing at this doorway, little walkway around the edge of this rectangular room, and a deep angular pit in the center.
Well, as previously not stated in this alternate universe, BBW, who's really good at climbing, should check out this pit, I think. Because if anyone's least likely to slip and fall in, I feel like it's you. You like to do that thing on... I've definitely never seen you do that thing, where you climb the sides of buildings.
You did?
What did he climb the side of a building in?
When he was stalking Cookie.
When I was talking to
Oh
Cookie.
yeah.
I definitely
right.
saw you climb a building when we were battling the Chutches. You got on
Oh.
the ceiling. I know you can get up on a wall again.
How did it happen before?
Yeah. It's easy enough. Just looking at this pit, BBW seems a little.
Carl has gun out,
Oh,
not aiming at you, but like past you. Like, don't worry, if something comes out, I'll shoot all the witnesses.
Keep that in mind. We're gonna check out this pit. What exactly am I looking for in this pit again? A way out?
I think you're just
Seeing what the fuck
you're
it is.
inspecting the room from the walls, as
Heisting.
your crew knows that you can get through this without having to step
Ooh.
on the walkway. But you come
Okay.
out into this room, you see that there is the outline of a door on the other side of the room, but it is closed. This pit leads down into a flat area. This whole room just sort of looks like a bowl. Like there isn't just climbing, like as you climb out and along the walls around the door that you have entered from, there isn't a lot going on in here. You just see, the ceiling goes up only about 20 more feet from the door and down into this pit as well. Once you step off of this like walkway, it's a steep angle down into a bottomed pit.
Ooh. Okay, let me go down to like the bottom of the pit. Climb on down.
Okay.
And there's that.
Why don't you
Is
give
there
me
absolutely nothing at the
why don't you give me a
bottom?
discern realities check?
Let's do it. So that is an 8. I'm going to ask, what here is useful or valuable to me
Down
in
here
this pit?
in the pit, now that you're down here in the bottom, underneath the entrance where you folks came in at, why you couldn't see it from there, there is a small overhang, and inside of this overhang, there is a lever just in the ground, chunked to one direction.
Heck. Can I quickly check for a pressure play at the very bottom of this pit?
Yeah, of course. Probably defy danger wisdom just for pressure plate check, unless you want to ask more questions through discern realities.
Okay. Nah. Nah. A 7 for the defy danger.
That doesn't seem to be a pressure plate down here at the bottom. And we'll say that you even step down. Most of your focus is on this lever. Doesn't seem to be really much else here
course.
besides this little like hidden alcove.
Nice. Without saying anything, I'm just gonna heave this lever on.
Cool. The other two, you are you standing in the doorway, Carl. You stepped out to follow him down with your rifle. Yeah.
I'm just looking past him with the
Thinking
rifle.
out.
Yeah.
I
At-
found a
Not anymore.
lever.
He's out of sight, I assume, as soon
lever.
as he went down the pit.
Right. As BBW shouts up, "I found a lever," and clunks the lever, the door to this hallway starts closing. And you folks have to either dive out into the room or stay back in the hallway. But I imagine that we all dive out into the room as the door is closing. And as the door is closing, you can also hear the shifting of stones around the top of the room around you. And as you see them shift down and into the stone below them, streams of sand start pouring out of the walls and down into this bowl. BBW, instantly there are 4 streams of sand coming from the top of this room, hitting the bottom of this bowl simultaneously. And the little alcove you're in is like way faster than you would want, starting to fill up with sand. Slippy, you're climbing your way up a ventilation shaft, the sand coming down in handfuls. All of a sudden you hear a metallic clunk in the wall, and you hear the sound of, shifting sand before you are blasted in the head with a torrent of sand coming from above you. You don't have an opportunity to do anything. It physically overpowers you instantly. And you are along for the ride. I would like at least, let's say, a defy danger constitution to see how you deal with this ride.
Sand is not as fun to land on as snow.
Yeah, or to drown in as water.
Or land in.
Oh, come on. You can breathe a little sand.
It's not as
I-
fun to drown in as water.
No, I'm gonna continue to
Not
earn
for the
experience,
frog, no.
please. Just gonna grind it up
Yeah,
here.
that'll do you a lot of good as you drown.
Yeah,
at the bottom
I'm
of an
gonna love
hourglass.
being. I'm gonna love
You'll
being
be a
ready for
level
level
5
6 as a dead
corpse.
person.
5 damage, Slippy, as you are filled with sand and bashed around
no.
in this ventilation shaft.
He's
You're like
trying
one
to-
of
You
those
said 5 or
vacuum
4?
sealed
5.
rice dolls now.
You folks in this room, you see these steady streams of sand pouring in from the
You
ceiling.
hear from down
Get out of
below.
the pit
Oh no!
now.
And BBW,
Hey, is that sand? Whoa!
before you have a chance to react, the sand is already up to like your knees. It's coming in this alcove and filling up the bottom of this pretty fast.
The good news is you can't suffocate. You'll just be buried there for eternity.
For eternity, how long is that?
I have a gun.
tell
I'll just
me.
kill myself.
Oh God. So it's already up to my knees. Can I defy danger? Try to climb up as it's like pouring out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pull your legs out.
That feels right. Defy danger strength. If you
That's a
ate the
12.
cake, it's -1, but at a 12, it wouldn't matter. You rip your knees up out of this sand and shake them off real quick, getting the flecks of sand out of the most important joints, and begin scrambling out and into the bowl. The sand is coming down quickly, and you're able to kind of use it as it comes up to keep your feet above it and rise up with it. But that's going. So BBW is now about 10 feet below you, rising up with the sand as it's pouring in. But the 3 of you, you're looking around, and Lucy says, guys, I don't think there's a way out of this room. And you folks look around, and there is in fact no open doors in this room at the moment.
Let's defy danger intelligence. Look for clues. 8.
Cookie, you peek around the room. You know that the way out is through this door on the opposing side of the room, but as you are peering around from your side and even beginning to run around the edge to get a little closer and get a view on it, there isn't really anything on that wall around that little like outline of a door to show you what to do. You peeking around, you can see a line on the wall wrapping around the entire room, and it is about halfway up the door. It starts at about halfway up the door, and it's just like a little line that is cut into the stone going all the way around the room. I think with your thing, you know that that's almost like a fill line.
Well, the good news is that the sand doesn't completely fill this room. The bad news is that it does fill the room to this line here. I don't know if we have a way to get above that line, or
You just keep stamping your feet. You just
Yep.
keep walking and you stay above the sand. Worked for the donkey.
yep.
Oof.
Yeah.
Donkey technique.
Yeah, you folks have found a line, and you know about where the sand is going to. You folks are watching and stamping your feet, keeping yourselves above the sand as it continues to rise up and out of this pit and onto the walkway. At some point, you folks are all peering around the room, and a shape comes sliding out of one of the sand tunnels and falls about, we'll say, like 20 or so feet and lands in the sand with a chunk sand pouring over it. You see it, Slippy, and you rush over and help dig Slippy out of the sand. And the sand reaches this line around the edge of the room, about halfway up the outline of the door, and stops. And then you hear a sound. Cookie, you would recognize it. Sounds pretty similar to maybe the hive back home. The sound of thousands of clicking insect legs coming from the same holes. And all of a sudden, rather than sand pouring out of the holes, there are hordes and hordes of beetles pouring down upon your heads. And
Are there more than 40? Because that's how many bullets I have.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Flippy opens his mouth wide. Nom nom.
Yeah, I mean, frog.
As the beetles start to reach the sand, they begin to burrow down, and some begin to start crawling up on you and all over your stuff. And the doors begin to the door slides down to about sand level as the scarabs are pouring in the holes.
The door is going where?
The door
Down to
opens
sand?
as the scarabs start
Oh.
pouring in.
I see. So we have to get through the scarab.
I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, basically, I'm gonna need a defy danger dexterity to speedily get through this before the beetles start causing you guys some trouble.
I'm gonna pull out my
Ooh.
beetle swatter out of my bag of many items. And it's the last item. What's the problem with it?
The beetle swatter. The problem with your beetle
Like mechanical,
swatter
so it's rapid.
is it requires both hands to operate. It's a you hold it with one and you crank it with the other, and it slaps back and
Awful
forth.
design.
It's the worst design you could have ever
Why did I
purchased.
bring this?
But you brought it, and it slaps the beetles.
This was a lot cooler when I thought the thing I thought I brought was much cooler than this.
Like a normal fly swatter, way cooler.
Yeah, but yes.
You folks run towards the doorway and dive through the door. The beetles are sort of all over you. Wait. No, you don't yet. What are those numbers for your Defy Danger dexterities?
I got a 7.
I also
The
got a
Eight.
beetles are gonna get. They're gonna get me.
Oh, 10. 11 if you give me +1 for the Beatles water. I don't think it matters. Oh, M is talking. You're muted. Your mouth was just like right behind your thing, and I couldn't actually see your mouth moving.
Lily, what's your Defy Danger dexterity? Sorry.
7.
7. So you all rush through the door. Slippy slides through first. Slippy, on the other side of the door, you find another lever. And as your crew dives through the doors behind you, pulling beetles off of yourself. All of you take 1 points of damage from these beetle bites, but you all have more armor to withstand that, I believe. As you dive through the door, Slippy pulls the lever and the door shuts firmly behind you. There's a mound of sand here at this doorway as you find yourselves in another tunnel. This tunnel is rather short and leads down and into a it's rather short. It leads out and into an open chamber. There are all sorts of let's start at the center of this chamber. There is a huge sarcophagus inlaid in jewels, and it is like made of gold. It is in a glass cabinet similar to the exhibits out in the museum, but around it there are tables and boxes and chests and crates, and they're all filled with items and hunks of ore and gems and gold. And as you walk into this room, lights flash up around the corners of the room, and confetti pops from the ceiling and starts trailing down, and you hear a voice come on the intercom that says, "Congratulations, you have raided the tomb. You, among other few adventurers, have survived the raid on tomb of Pharaoh Tutamon. You may now select whatever prize you would like and attempt to escape with your lives."
Slippy looks at the group and says, "Eyeball?
Eyeball.
Pharaoh's eyeball, please.
And check for the heart just in case.
Pharaoh's eyeball and heart, please."
There is no response around you. I mean, there are weapons, there are pieces of
damn, we
rare
gotta
tech,
look.
there are I mean, there's loads. Anything that you could want is here. You want a piece of rare tech? That's probably here. You want extra credits? That's here. You want the Pharaoh's Eye? Peek around for it.
I think
Alright.
Slippy is going to look for the Pharaoh's Eye.
Quick question on
get
how
more
the credits
credit
work,
for the
just so that I'm clear. They glom together in hunks, right? So if I just take out my credit hunk and just kind of wander around this room, will it just like hoover up all of the credits that are sitting around? I'm not doing that, but I am curious if that's how that would function.
It's like Ratchet Clank.
I don't know if I said it in there. We can say at some point in there they said that each of you are allowed 1 prize or up to 100 credits. You can
Rare tech or 100 credits.
It's so hard to think about. I think that in here is gold and gems and shit. Not credits laying around in here. It is gold, it is gems. But rather than
Maybe
take
rare ingredients.
something from here, honestly, there's probably rare ingredients here too. There's like it is a tomb, as if you had walked into the tomb, except the weird thing is that the sarcophagus is in a glass case. So yeah, you
rolled a
couldn't just
7.
Hey,
if
hold
these
up.
all were like singular credit hunks laying around in here, then yes, technically, as long as your credit chunk touched it, you could just like roll yours around like a nasty dung beetle and just
A
pick up
snowball.
all the credits.
I got a 7 for my discern realities, and I would like to know what here is useful or valuable to me.
Everything. Everything is useful or valuable to you, Slippy. You could make a lot of money here. There's items,
Thanks,
whatever item you
DM.
need. It's here.
Dude,
Everything is
I
useful.
need
and
this. I need the Pharaoh's Eye.
You're looking around with that. I mean, you're looking for a specific item. Nothing in this treasure really jumps out to you. The only thing that the only thing here that is drawing to your attention to a Pharaoh's Eye would be the sarcophagus itself. Over the eyes, we'll say over the right eye is a jeweled eye of Horus inlaid into the sarcophagus. It twinkles on its own as you stare at it. But it is behind this glass case.
Is there any ventilation in the case?
None.
Complete. Okay.
You said
I
there
don't
are
have.
weapons.
I don't have
laying
any. I
around.
don't have any way of getting a glass cutter or anything.
There
so.
are weapons around, yeah.
ABW would like to take one of those, and I want to roll hack and slash to just wail on this case and break it open.
Okay. Yeah. Do that. Give me a hack and slash. Strength, if you ate this stuff, -1 for the...
Right.
Yeah. Did you install the cake?
I did install the cake.
We can't get him to stop installing cake.
9 with my minus cake.
9 with your cake minus. You pick it up. BBW does this without warning. He just sort of picks up a weapon and runs at the case to smash it. BBW, when you smash it, it causes glass to shatter outwards like it exploded from inside. You can dodge or get hit by it, and that is your decision.
Because of how
Slippy's for sure gonna dodge.
Nope, just for
Because of how-
BBW.
I'm not surprised by this though.
You aren't surprised.
because of how reckless BBW was, I'm gonna go ahead and just take it to the face.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Oof. 6 points of damage.
Okay, wait a minute.
Okay, wait a
Well, then I
minute.
changed my mind.
Not through armor. So if you have armor, you feel free to subtract that, of course. But
Oh,
yeah, 6 points of damage.
Not me though, right? Slippy's okay.
No,
Little
because
Slip Master
BBW
got out
took
of the
it.
way.
His decision
Slippy's
was to take
dead.
it or to not take it. If he would have dodged, someone else would have just taken it.
Oh, okay. Then I would have been dead. Thanks for
Mhm.
that.
Immediately, alarms start going off in this room. The
I thought we could take anything we wanted.
gold around the room begins melting into puddles of this golden aluminum-like liquid.
Said we could take everything we wanted, but they did. They also said that we'd have to escape with it.
And
Oh, goodness.
This is true.
The voice comes back on and says, "The exhibits are not to be messed with. Please leave the sarcophagus intact and make your way towards the exit. You folks have been expedited on out of here." And the door opens up at the other end of the room. And the alarms are increasingly growing loud in this room.
Slippy's gonna palm the eye.
As you touch the sarcophagus, you feel a rush through your hand. The eye is actually, it's like inlaid onto this sarcophagus as you try to pick it up. But you're not really able to get a full grip on it because as you touch it, the sarcophagus door swings open and shoves you back. I guess you're not surprised by it, but you are pushed back by it.
I saw it coming, but I was pushed back.
And out of the sarcophagus steps a robot, and this robot is all built up and wrapped in oily wrappings, and it comes out. It is wielding a a staff in one of its hands as it unfolds its hands from its chest, and it says, "Who dares disturb the tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun?"
Slippy says, Carl, shoot this guy 20 times.
Kill the witnesses.
Arl fires.
Give me your shot, Carl.
Just no other time to use that. That was 100% the time to call that card.
Does the robot have interesting eyes?
8. I'm shooting him in the knee.
The robot
sure the robot is very
itself
pretty.
looks it's just very well built. It's built out of golden alloys, and we'll say that its eyes are faceted with jewels, but looking at the difference between the robot itself, the robot pharaoh itself, and the sarcophagus, the one on the outside of the sarcophagus definitely looks more valuable than the one in its specific eyeball.
Take both.
You shoot
Just to be safe.
knees. What was your damage?
Damage. I've got it here. 9.
9 points of damage. You fire, it hits the knee, and you see it basically reflect clean off the knee and into a wall. It stumbles a little bit on that knee and then places it back down and continues walking towards you folks. It raises its scepter, and a brilliant red light shines from the scepter, and I need all of you to give me Defy Danger Constitution. Who got poisoned by the darts? That was Carl and Cookie. Both of you just
4.
unfortunately fail.
Okay, yeah, I failed anyway.
Yeah.
Defy danger what?
Yeah, 7.
Constitution.
We the people.
10.
Okay. Well, for Carl and Cookie, that's only 1 point of damage through armor. BBW, you feel this light wash over you, and you can feel your machine start to short circuit. I will allow you the option of just taking damage or it completely short circuiting one of your machines, and that will be one that I choose. And you won't know right now.
No. Okay. I'd say let it short out of the machine.
Yeah, you feel
Don't
this
wanna
zap
risk
go
taking
through your
any more
system,
damage.
and something's wrong with your machines, but you don't have the time to really assess what that is. What do the 4 of you do?
How did the robot I think I might have missed. How did the robot react to being shot?
The bullet actually
It
just bounced
reflected off.
like right off its
He stumbled
kneecap.
a little.
And this wasn't in the same way of the robot Santa deflection, because that was a Slippy failure. This was Carl succeeded, the bullet bounced off his knee.
Yes, and again, this nicely made robot's eyeballs look like
Nice gems. Nothing
okay.
nothing
too
particularly
crazy.
stand out compared to the one on the sarcophagus.
Is he looking at me?
I think the best play is to scatter, and then some of us try and get this eyeball, and then all of us try and get out of here and deal with the big bullet reflecting robot as little as we possibly can.
Yeah, somebody kite him. I have
Arl
a
starts his
lockpick.
spinning routine.
I don't know necessarily how useful the things in the adventuring gear, but I have maybe something that I could use to pry at an eyeball. We'll definitely see. I'm just gonna kind of start running in circles.
I'm gonna move with Slippy. My goal is to either get behind the robot or up to the sarcophagus, whichever comes first.
This tracks, okay. BBW, what's your goal as everyone is scattering?
I want to like pocket a few things, like some pieces of like if I can find some rare tech real quick, something valuable, maybe like one weapon into my little storage case, and then I'm gonna hide on, like jump onto a wall to
Fucking
avoid the thing.
looting. I love it. Give me a Defy Danger Wisdom for perception is what we've been using.
Sure. It's a 4.
BBW, everyone around you is sort of scattering. Carl, you're scattering, yeah? You're on the scatter plane.
Yeah.
Carl running off
Yep.
one way, Slippy and Cookie running off in the other direction, just sort of making distance so that it has multiple targets to focus on. You reach down and start looting through some of the remaining pieces. There are, like, all of the gold and jewels have begun melting along to the ground. You get a sense that they may not have been legit all along, but some of the pieces of, like, rare tech and the weapons are just sort of laying in these piles of liquid. And as you reach down and pick up a particularly interesting to you band, the Tudamon turns his attention towards you and raises a hand and roars a guttural roar, and several metallic bandages come out from the palm of its hand and streak towards you. And I need you to give me defy danger dexterity. Oh, and
That's
for
a
your
5.
for your 4 last turn and your 5 this turn, you get to mark experience for both of those. As these bandages hit BBW, you are wrapped up tight. Like, they wrap around you mechanically and cinch your body into just like a solid hold, and you fall over, unable to really move your body. Carl, Slippy, Cookie, the 3 of you have split up. Cookie, Slippy, you're kind of together. This thing has its focus upon BBW back where you guys started. What is your guys' place?
Start
Um,
prying on it.
while he's prying on it, I want to get directly behind the robot pharaoh, and pop the staff, and look over at Carl and be like, "Sorry, this was supposed to be for you," and then jab the base of the staff into the back of the robot and zap him real good. Hopefully that will not just make him angry.
So the point of this is that electrical discharge that the dude told you about? Cool. So not Cookie. Slippy, you're close by, and the robot, I guess, would also need to make one, but
I did roll a 6 on my pry check, and then what is this roll that I'm about to make?
this will be a defy danger.
Okay.
Let's say it's dexterity, but you get -1 because of your prying. You're focused on
7.
prying. 7. I think that you just do it, Cookie. The arcs of electricity fire out and scratch across the stone pillar behind the sarcophagus and right over Slippy's head and all over the room. Carl, you see this. There's large arcs of electricity sort of whipping around Cookie, just like hitting the robot mostly in front of her. Cookie, give me for this attack, I think it's just a hack and slash. Just a basic hack and slash roll, it feels like. 7. You can, with a 7, you can either cause full damage but get caught up in the brunt of this electrical storm that you're creating, or cause minor damage but stop it before it, envelops you. You don't quite know how to control this situation. It's generally safer for the user, but this is our very first time seeing it in action. We don't know how to control it yet.
I'm gonna take the brunt of it. I want to knock out this robot. That's the priority.
M is
You're
muted.
muted.
Oh, M is muted.
Damn. The lashes of electricity jolt out from this robot and whip across the room. Cookie getting caught up in it and taking 3 points of, sorry, I said 4 points of damage. Getting through a little bit of your armor, you feel the singe on your body beneath. The robot itself, though, is stationary and sort of like locking into place, as we've talked about with a lot of like machines that have been overpowered in our campaign. It's just unable, sort of similar to the giant robot in the Carissa attack, unable to continue its movement right now. It's like trying to process this amount of power that's rushing through its system. So you folks have a moment to do a thing. Oh, Slippy, you got a 7 on your Defy Danger, didn't you? You have the opportunity to take damage but get a better handle on your pry bar in this, or dodge it and have to slide out of the way.
Using my insane reaction speed and my lack of surprise, I'm gonna use this moment to think about how much this is gonna hurt. Do you think it will hurt a lot or just a little bit?
You see these large bolts of electricity. Cookie, how does after having getting blasted by one of these arcs of electricity, how is Cookie feeling?
Yeah, does it look like it goes through armor?
It sucks a lot.
I'm gonna not get hit by it.
Okay. Yeah, this one's not good. Cookie's like smoking.
Yep, gonna not get hit by it, please. Thank you.
You dodge out of the way, your pry bar falling out of your hands and bouncing across the floor, but you pull yourself up out of danger, and the robot's attention is now towards the sarcophagus, and Cookie is still stalling in place, trying to like reset itself. You folks have a moment of time. Carl, what would you like to do?
That seemed to work, and I also have a shocky stick, so I'm half tempted.
Double the shocky stick? Just overwhelm him?
Yeah,
Yeah?
shock him again. Let's overload them circuits. Ooh. So that is 2 6s. So that's already a 12 without my added string.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. More than success. Roll me damage from your shock staff.
Right in the back of his neck. That's where I'm aiming. Ooh. Although to be fair, the shock, the electroshock itself, at least on the character sheet, doesn't do damage. It just stuns technically. So usually I don't roll damage for that. I don't know if
That's fair.
it would do damage rather than just short circuit / stun him.
No, that's fair. That's fair. We'll add that on top of the short circuiting that's going on, and you start to see these bouts of sparks sparking out of the different joints that's going on. This thing is seemingly unable to move for the moment. BBW, you're wrapped up tight. It's tight. It's a little painful. It's like squeezing you. What do you do? I don't know what you can physically do, but maybe there's something.
I'm gonna use my command of robots. I'm gonna try to relinquish his tying of me.
Yeah, I'll give you a +1 actually to your command of robots right now, because he is in unable to really like communicate with his own robots.
Right. I'm gonna use my bolster this time too. See if I can get as high as I can get it. Okay, so I rolled a 3 plus 3, 6, and the +1 you give me is 7.
I was like, there's
Oh,
no way we're
That's
getting
why
up
we
to a
saved the
success.
bolster.
That's why we
Why we
saved the
saved
bolster.
it.
Holy shit, that came in handy.
A little bit.
What's your command? What's your command of robots?
Alright, I'm gonna play with these things saying, hey, I'm not the target. The target is this guy's legs.
I'll say that the tightness lets up for a moment to allow you a chance to actually break free. I'll give me like defy danger strength with +1 from your command of machines.
Sick. Okay, that's a 5.
You try to break out, and you get your upper torso out and you start to try to crawl out, but then they cinch around your legs even tighter and they crush your legs together. You feel a little mechanical whirring in your legs as they're trying to like right themselves, but you take 2 points of damage. Probably none after armor, and are just cinched in the legs now. Your arms are free. Slippy, Cookie, the two of you seem to be acting as a duo at the moment.
Well, I avoided being damaged that time, so I'm gonna use my. I can't say undamaged, but I'm gonna try and go for the eye again.
Okay, running for the eye.
I mean, it's a 9 before any bonuses. I don't know. Is it strength again?
Can I help? I've also got a stick. Can I also put my stick in there and roll to help?
We pound on the eye.
Yeah, sure. I feel like turning both of your attention may draw fire if it. I guess it's locked down right now and stunned. So yeah. Do your thing while it's stunned.
My aid roll is a 4.
Either way, it's either a 7 or an 8. So
I think for this, what it does is several things kind of happen at once here. The Slippy, you are locked into this. You can feel it starting, but you have to continue to wiggle. And you are like legs around this sarcophagus, just like wiggling away at the eye. And Cookie, you were there. You tried to tap in a few times. But you're not able to get a real hand in there with the spear, and the pharaoh's head spins around once and then looks at you and lets off a beam of light from its eye, and it's coming right at you.
Ooh.
Cookie, you've drawn attention. So I'd imagine it's to defy danger. Dexterity for speed.
After resolving the defy danger, since he just turned around, Ka'arl's gonna attack.
I like that.
The good news is that I'm only 2 XP away from level 6 now. The bad news is I'm pretty sure I die here. So we'll see.
Level 6 corpse! Level 6 corpse!
3 points of damage from this
Joining the Yildic
this
Club.
eye energy washing over you.
Cookie's unconscious. Yep.
Oh.
Cookie crumples into a heap. Carl, you're there though. You've been opened to you. So give me that hack and slash. I imagine it's again with +1 from
Yeah.
Cookie's opening.
Specifically, what Ka'arl's gonna try to do is, if assuming there's kind of like any kind of crease where the neck joint is, since he can turn his head all the way around, is Ka'arl wants to like stab into that and kind of like try to like pop that joint or something.
Yeah.
Pop the motherfucker's head off. 5, 6, 7, 7.
7. Okay. You jump onto this thing's back and jam your stick into it.
8 damage.
8
If
damage. Your
applicable.
stick slides down into that crevice and you push like a lever, popping its entire back off of its frame. You have a brief moment. You hear a small beeping, beep 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 beep, and you have just a moment before an explosion occurs. This is the negative from the 8. Everyone, save Cookie, give me a defy danger dexterity as this robot implodes.
9.
I got a 12 naturally rolling, so
Nice.
hat.
I would -1 from BBW, but it wouldn't matter at this point because your legs are all tied up.
True.
Slippy?
I mean, it said I had to keep going at it, right?
Oh, I guess, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll give you an
Otherwise, I can't get the thing.
Yeah, no, I think, I mean, your option, I guess, at that would be take the damage and get it out, or attempt a dodge roll and...
Do I want to be a corpse and get it out, or do I want to dodge roll?
You
think I
want to be
have to
poor and
dodge
alive
roll.
or rich and dead?
I think I have to dodge roll. 7.
7. All of you only take 1 point of damage from the explosion. As it rocks this chamber, the door that you folks entered busts open and sand starts pouring in from the way that you folks entered. But the robot itself is dead. This room is slowly, more quicker than you would want, filling up with sand from the door you folks entered in from.
Lucy, come over here and use your small hands for a change. Help me with the eye.
Okay, yeah. I feel like I've been super helpful on this mission so far. Might as well keep it up
Yep.
now.
I rolled a 9, so please assist me.
Okay.
You gosh darn NPC. You don't have to roll, just assist me.
Well, I did anyway. So you get a +1, Slippy. Good job.
Great, 10.
Yay! You did it. I almost
Cookie would've
started
wanted us to
narrating that
succeed
through
here.
fucking Lucy's point of view. You
And then Mr. Slippy,
and then
he
Mr.
gets
Slippy
the
pops the eye. You pop the eye out of the sarcophagus and into the palm of your hand. It's cold and you can feel it sort of vibrating as you pocket it, and the door on the other side of the room, the opposing side of the room from where you entered, has opened. This room is filling with sand. The hallway on the other side seems rather thin.
Gotta go. Somebody pick up Cookie.
BBW's
pick
legs
up-
are tied up. Cookie's unconscious.
Arl's gonna go. What is tying up BBW's legs specifically?
Mechanical wrappings. They were shot out of the Pharaoh's hand. They look
Keep
like
the wrappings.
bandages, but they're
Does it
mechanical
look
in nature.
cuttable?
Yeah. Looks like you could
And
do some damage to him if you try.
I'ma cut it.
Hack and slash on
Need a hack and
BBW's
slash?
legs.
My legs.
My legs.
8.
8. Yeah, I think with that, there's not an option. You just roll
5 damage to your kneecaps.
Yep, I was gonna say just roll damage. So that'd be with 5 damage. Oof, 5 damage, BBW.
Oh.
Ow. If you have, of course, armor, subtract that from it. You the
Well, no, I'm
bandages-
aiming between the legs just to cut the bandage. I'm not actively going to be attacking his kneecaps.
No, this is true. This is true. I guess the option is hit BBW and get the bandages off, or you can't get the right leverage in
Gotcha.
there. So
Okay.
I guess I should leave it up to you. I shouldn't say that BBW is
Can you
caused
take that
damage.
hit? Because I can't drag 2 corpses out of here.
Darn.
All right.
Can
All
you
right,
take
I
that hit?
guess.
Are you still up with that hit, BBW?
Oh, I can take the hit.
Okay,
If I
cool.
have the armor, it's fine.
Yeah, armor
I'm
for
just-
sure. Armor for sure.
My legs.
Yeah. But your legs are fine, and the 3 of you are able to lift Cookie onto your backs and make it to the hallway. As you enter into the hallway,
You were right. These exoskeletons are heavy.
the door slams shut. The
Oh, who would have guessed?
path forward
didn't
is
know.
a angled hallway downward. And as you step into the hallway, you hear the shifting of stone above your head, and you look up and you can see a large round boulder coming in from the ceiling, and you move forward and it drops in behind you, and you begin fucking booking it down this slanted hallway as the boulder is rolling in behind you. And I need everybody who's carrying Cookie.
Probably, I would assume BBW.
I'm carrying
since
Lucy.
he's the big one.
Also, Cookie, you're in a familiar place. The space around you is white. There is a set of wrought iron doors guarding a pitch black space. You've been here before. You're a little hazy, a little foggy, but something about this feels so familiar to you, and I need you to give me a death save.
How do I do that?
That here. Shoot, give me a second. I wanted to say that it was. I keep recalling. Yes, last breath roll. Would you read that to us?
All right, new mechanic. Last breath. When you're dying, you catch a glimpse of what lies beyond the black gates of Death's kingdom. Then roll on a 10 plus. You're not dead. On a 7 to 9, there are bargains involved. On a fail, your fate is sealed. So what do I see? What do I see beyond the gates of Death's kingdom?
This is where I kept us last time. This isn't the first time we've rolled this because Cookie has almost died before. Yeah, so the gates begin to open. I think this is where we make your roll. I know that it says it gives you a glimpse, but just based off of how we did last time.
That's a 9.
The gates begin to open, and a cold wind begins shoving out that blackness inside, and it begins overtaking the space that you're in. A hand reaches out from the darkness, a skeletal, bony hand, and just reaches out to you in a way of it wishes to guide you. You get a sense of peace from this. You get a sense of right from this. Of you can finally rest. That any sort of home you're looking for is beyond these gates. And the bargain that you are offered, Cookie, is. The things that it's offering you, the senses that you're getting is a sense of family, of wholeness. And you can either accept its guidance and slip cleanly into death, which would be absurd. Just choose. Or you can sort of sever those ties of family and of, I guess, not family for you would be more of colony, and have your reproductive systems damaged. I guess it's a bargain of death, or a negative mechanic feels weird. So then how about this? I don't know. You either take it or does that, okay, I should ask, does that feel like a bargain, or should it be like a bargain between two things or death? Like where does this kind of feel? We've never actually had to like develop this thought out before.
It's hard.
It's gonna be really funny whenever you haven't told us about the thing that's going to happen, and then the thing happens, and you're not there to have it happen.
Yeah.
I guess my question is does that feel
We've got you
Like-
both unmuted right now.
Oh yeah. I guess my question is, does that feel like a full bargain, or does that feel like half of a bargain that you should be offered? Does that make sense? Like, because death versus a mechanic, like a negative, isn't really, I feel like, a bargain. Like, why would you choose death?
Yeah, it's really only one option.
Right, that's what it
kind of
feels
thing.
like to me. But I don't know. Should I try to give you basically a bargain that is like death, or should I give you like 2 options or death?
To me, a bargain feels like an either or. Wait, take it and stabilize, or refuse and pass beyond the black gates into whatever fate awaits you. No, it does say bargain or death.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Cookie's whole like character jam revolves around the continuing of her life cycle. As do all of her mechanical, interesting mechanical abilities.
It's not threatening to entirely take it away from you. You just know that your reproductive systems, you get a sense like that your ties to colony will be damaged in a mechanical sense. What your egg making, your actual producing of this will be damaged. Not nullified entirely, but damaged for sure.
Here's the thing. It may or may not be bad for the podcast, but I think given these choices, Cookie the character would choose to die.
I am not really worried about the best. I mean, best for the the narrative flow is the narrative flow. I feel like if that is what makes most sense to Cookie, then I guess that makes most sense to Cookie. They're out of speaking of out of speaking at death's door. You have something. Cookie has some things set up that could lead to a flow of this, a better setting of her, I don't know, reproductive cycle, something maybe to do with the mother cradle you got going on. There is maybe ways to go about fixing this, but I do agree. I mean, that's a pretty heavy hit for Cookie. So if Cookie is not willing to damage
Logically,
that,
though, being able to make less eggs is still better than not being able to make any eggs because you're dead. If you choose death, you reproduce even less. So by that logic, I don't know if I don't know if that's actually does make sense. You know.
I
Character
mean,
development.
Less or
I can
not.
agree. Less to me is better than none. But her whole existence is around building a lively, strong colony. And if I can agree that I mean, if the queen is ill in any form or fashion, then the colony is ill. The colony is damaged. So I can definitely see both sides of the coin. Narratively, I mean, I can keep it flowing. I can keep it going. But I think this is a decision for Cookie to make. Death has his grips on your ovaries, and I don't know, is offering you guidance into sweet death.
Take me to sweet death, I think. The justification being the stuff with the mother cradle felt tenuous at best, and if I show up damaged and sort of less capable of fulfilling an already tenuous bargain, it doesn't feel like that's going to pan out as well as Cookie's hoping it will. Um, yeah, I think since I've said it already, I'm gonna stick by it.
Oh man, Gabe blue screened.
Gabe died
Well,
too. You
he
die in the
said
game. You die
he
for
said
real.
that he was going to die, and then
Gabe
that's about as far as it can
died
go.
in reality. That's the worst.
I can see him dead in your background.
Mhm.
I I okay, hold on. Cookie has told Death to fuck himself, and I think
Cookie deadens.
I don't know. The
Can't
story doesn't
believe
seem
to
completely
roll up a
fulfilled
new
without
character.
Cookie.
oh boy. I think with Cookie
Chutch,
telling Death
Chutch is joining the party. Chutch is joining the party.
Gosh.
oh my god.
I'd sooner
Pevins could
see
join the
Lucy.
party. This is incredible.
Pevins joining the party. Pevins joining the party.
Yeah, so I think with Blackness overtaking Cookie, the three of you running down this hallway past this boulder, the boulder, I may have asked for a roll from the boulder, but it was truly the last thing on the mission. You folks run down this hallway as the boulder slams into the doorway behind you that you run through, and you find yourselves back in the museum, running out of the same door that you entered into. There goes Gabe's screen, and that is okay. There are museum employees and people around. There are big TV screens up on the wall, and there are
Really
glasses
quick,
of champagne.
I was distracted by this, but as we're going up through away from the boulder, how big is the eye? Like, is it like a Rolo? Is it like
The eye is it's big enough to like fit in your palm. You can't like fully palm it. You're gonna have to like
I was gonna
hide
tell
it in your
Lucy to
bags
eat
and
it,
shit.
but never mind. I won't do that.
No. But yeah,
Do we know that he has died yet?
you don't. It's not very long before you know. The museum staff comes forward to that's hard because I want to yes, that is where we're sitting now. Cookie is dead, but I want a moment to think on it. I like kind of leaving at the blackness for Cookie for a moment to see if there's anything story-wise that could happen or could fit, or if we're just ready to move on
If you could
to
bribe Gabe.
Pevins. Like, I'm okay narratively if Cookie, if that is how Cookie goes out, makes sense to the character we've been building. I just want to think it over before I'm like, you folks bend down and see that Cookie is dead. So I mean, maybe I don't. I don't need to try to guide the story. That is what happened. Yeah, so in the party kind of draws to a close a little quickly as the museum employees come forward and give their condolences for the loss of your friend. They explain that yes, some people have died in the raid on Tutamon's tomb, but that's
I mean, it was a hell of an experience.
most of this is supposed to be not deadly.
Can't hold it against
we
you,
do
honestly.
apologize for your losses. It's always negative when things like this happens. We do send our best, but unfortunately, that is the negative behind events like these is that they can be life threatening. But you folks
What's
enjoy
important is that we all had fun.
a little party. You got the Pharaoh's Eye, and you return to the hotel.
Yeah, thanks.
Cookie
Thanks.
being sent behind in a casket, paid for by the museum, the heist tower and museum. They ask where your ship is and where they can send the body to, and they send it over to the hotel. Is there I'm trying to get us off planet to end episode, but I want to make sure that I have all of the opulence wrapped up. As you folks are closing up your rooms, you're packing things up. A midnight bellhop approaches the group, and you get a sense of deep, deep sorrow from this being as it does, and
I
it
think sadly towards it.
it it responds in sadness with you, and it gives you folks a bouquet of flowers and asks you, Carl, since you gave me that sense of sadness, it you get an inquisitive sense on if Cookie had given you folks any plans.
And question mark thought?
Does Cookie have a diary?
I don't think so.
Hey, why are you sad, Midnight Bellhop?
It nods, and as it's nodding, that sense of sadness fades like a blink of an eye, and it is back to the way that you remember meeting it. It is back to uh this sort of like cold servitude. Another one shows up as you folks are loading your stuff out of the rooms. It has a silver platter, and you lift up the top of the platter, Slippy, and there are some buffalo cricket wings for you to take on your trip home. Something you had ordered in the very first interaction with them, but they never gave them to you. So there's a little wrapped up
Gee,
to-go container
thanks.
and then you guys sadly load the casket onto your ship and take off from Opulence into the atmosphere of the planet, leaving it behind and heading back to the Delta. Slippy, or not Slippy, fucking Cookie in tow.
I wonder what's gonna happen to one of my bonds, because I can never complete it now.
I
Yeah, me
truly
neither.
did
I
not
mean, I think I
expect
completed mine
death.
before.
Wait, really quick. Midnight Bellhop, what was Cookie's secret? I need to know Cookie's secret. I need 1 XP.
We got Bond XP or we got end of session XP to go as well. That is
Well,
wild.
Let's think about how much does Cookie get? Okay, none.
I guess
How
all the
much
bonds with
does
Cookie
Cookie
are resolved.
You know, the worst way. In the worst way possible. So end of session questions. So sad. I feel sad. It feels like I'm playing a Nuzlocke and I lost my like anchor. It's like a bad, not that Cookie was the anchor, but I feel like I lost one of my main team, obviously. All right, end of session
Cookie was the
questions.
first one to show BBW that he could eat.
Oh man, reminded BBW that he could eat. This is all wild things. So did we learn something new and important about the world?
That Cookie could die.
That it's colder without Cookie in it.
That it's colder without Cookie in it. We overcame a notable enemy and we got a notable treasure. So that's good. The only thing we learned is that the world is so cold without Cookie. Did anyone finish a bond? If you have
I guess I did.
What okay,
I did with Cookie. The one with the one where we baked a cake together for fun.
Oh, what was that bond for you?
I think it was just that. Let me read it.
Deep L, sorry, Cookie.
Cookie and I must have prepared something for a party together for fun.
And you did that. So that's a that's a free bond on the last day Cookie was alive.
You told me to think up a replacement bond.
Oh,
I didn't have one
sure.
at the beginning, so I
Yeah.
put, what would it be like if Cookie died?
And now I know. Why would you have had that bond before?
I'm just curious.
Secretly wanted to kill Cookie the whole time.
What if one of my
Now you don't have
teammates
to.
dies? That could be your bond.
Mine was Cookie is hiding something from me. I must find the context for this deception. I don't think I did.
Unfortunately,
No, wait. I was
That's
told. I was
resolved.
told it was the present for Carl.
yeah,
That's
okay.
true.
So that
To your
that is
understanding,
one
that is the
last thing
secret.
too.
So Slippy will just shrug and take the XP.
I mean, truly, I think that you could if Cookie was alive, you could not. But with Cookie being dead, there's no there's
no way you'll ever know,
that you'll ever
especially with
know.
the
Yeah.
bellhops kind of going back into their shell.
Mhm.
That quest line is dead.
Yeah, pretty much. So that is fine. Honestly, Carl, feel free to take it. If you
Mhm.
have,
I'm good.
so if you have a bond with Cookie, and I guess at that point, so Carl would be the only one that
I have a bond with Chutch.
hasn't completed it with Cookie. Even though you didn't have one, take an experience as well. Clear all bonds with Cookie, off the board. No more experience beyond the ones you've just gotten, and we.
You mean you don't want me to just take a new cookie one now, or
That would be wild if you took a new Cookie one now. I really want to know what
There's
it's
a
like to
cult in the
bury
Spookyverse,
Cookie.
so maybe we could.
That's true.
Do we have to bury Cookie? Because I mean, all that's going to be left is the exoskeleton. We could just keep the exoskeleton.
I just
Preserve
assumed that in the future you
Oh,
you
sorry,
shoot
I'm
the
thinking
coffins
of
out
a
into
different character that I
space.
used to play. My bad.
Yeah. Last but not least, Ka'arl. I mean, looking through Cookie's belongings, and I guess right before Cookie did that thing that
He
got,
did say
I
this
got
was
this.
supposed to be for you.
So, Carl, there is a new built staff. It is collapsible. I think it has all of the same stats and things as your current one, except that electrical thing can be used in an area. Yes, it's also, Gabe has pointed out, it's coded in Arinia, so it can make its way through any sort of detector or anything like that. So it's stealthy as well. Yes. The big difference here is that it is rather than a single target electricity, it is kind of like the spell Thunderclap, where you hit everyone around you, including
15 meter
allies.
cube.
So be aware if allies are nearby when using it. But yes, so it just has a
Carl's
wider
crying.
thing.
It's very bittersweet.
And we
He's so cool.
yeah, lost Cookie. So next time we come back, we're gonna do station time with everyone's level ups. We'll introduce a new
Gabe,
character.
just play Lucy. Gabe, just become Lucy.
There are honestly options. Lucy's an option. Chutch could come back if Gabe wants Chutch. We have Pevins. There's a few other options I have in my brain that I would like to talk about Gabe with, in case some of them are cool for him and he just like wants to do it.
Mr. Blood come back.
Gabe could just be Mr. Blood on the Delta. That could be fun. Maybe he's Carissa. Who knows? But yeah, we'll be back on the station next time as we have departed Opulence to do station time and the next station arc. So gracious. Can't believe we got through the full mission and someone
Died on
died
a side quest.
in the side quest flavor at the end.
Sure did.
Oh,
That's
we never
crazy.
got verification. Did we just intercept a commercial in space?
I sure hope this is the Pharaoh's Eye we were supposed to get.
No info yet.
I hope it was worth it.
But you have the Pharaoh's Eye and a body. So yeah, we'll return next time and see what happens aboard the Delta. Wow, can't believe we lost someone. Incredible. All right, you guys.
Can you run a campaign without killing one of us?
No,
Please.
I'm teasing.
that's literally
No
the
one
is
thing I do
invincible.
best as a DM. I've killed everyone so many times.
Haven't gotten me yet.
Yeah, because you run away. Everyone else is dying, and your character runs
I have a respectable
away.
fear of death. My character has an understandable fear of death. I bake that into all of my characters.
Bake it in.
It's the little bit that we always have in common.
Fight or flight.
A fear of death.
I like to sprinkle a little of myself into all of my characters.
And those sprinkles are my fears of death. All right, you guys. Good session. Good art
GG's.
Oh yeah.
for
Yeah.
most of us. We'll come back.
It's still a good arc.
Still a good arc, just not a great end.
It's a tragedy, okay? Respect it.
It is, yeah.
You
It
gotta
is a
pay to
space
play.
opera. All right. Well, we'll return next time with some Delta arcs. Catch you guys later.
GG's. Have a good
Until
night.
next time.
Have a good one.
I can't believe it. You just